YouTube. So away we go. Aloha and thank you everyone so much for joining in for today's Inspirational Team Tarot for September 8th. We are live Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. EDT. My name is Mystic Spider-Man. I am so happy to be able to have you here once again to be able to check in and to be able to see what messages the universe has for us to be able to inspire our spirit and nurture our soul. So we'll just give it a few moments here to be able to get things warmed up. For those of you who are tuned in on TikTok, please feel free to jump over to YouTube. You can click the link in my profile, and when you do that, you'll see the YouTube link right there. Once we got a good handful of people on YouTube, we'll get right into the first reading momentarily. And as we get doing this, I'll introduce more of the concepts and the themes and do a little bit of an introduction. If you guys are tuning in perhaps for the first time, drop a 333 in the comments. Go ahead and let us know. And again, we are live on all platforms, on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram. And Carly, good morning to those of you tuned in on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're gonna just kind of like get things started right away as we get things rolling with our first reading. And maybe you guys can decide what deck we want to be able to use first. So let's just keep it simple. Should we start off with the Lightworker Oracle deck or the Hero's Journey deck? Which one do you guys want to start off with? So for those of you on Twitch, Twitch gets to decide this morning. What do you guys want to start off with today? Lightworker Oracle deck or Hero's Journey deck? So as we choose that, we'll get right into our first reading, and then from there we'll just keep things going. And you guys are welcome to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon. Help us reach our goal on Patreon with the contribution and the signups there. I'll talk more about that as we get going. And let's start things off with the Lightworker Oracle deck. Carly and Beautiful Blondie, thank you so much for joining in on Twitch as well. And Beautiful Blondie, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Super appreciate it. I'm definitely going to give you a follow back. Super appreciated. And yeah, if you guys are on Twitch, feel free to press any buttons that are going to help kind of, you know, open up new doors of opportunity and invite more people to be able to tune in. So beautiful. Awesome. Candace, thank you so much for joining in. Beautiful. Butterfly Love, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, let's get ready to go right into our first reading. So again, the way how we do these readings, if it's your first time here, we've been doing these readings, we've been doing these broadcasts for quite some time. This is more than just about the tarot readings. This is about the team. This is about building community. A community of people who are passionate about being able to help assist with the shift in consciousness. So if you're looking to connect with a growing community of conscious creators and leaders, then see this as an invitation. We do have our Discord channel. You guys are welcome to be able to connect to there. If you're on Twitch, connect to my Instagram, Mystic Spider-Man, and you'll find all the links in my profile there as well. And again, as we do this, we'll get things rolling, and every reading that we do is for the collective. So for whoever is tuned in, this reading is for you. I'll post a link for the Discord in the chat. Thanks for a reminder, Blondie. That's a good idea. I should put in the custom for the Discord channel into the Twitch. See, I'm still getting started on Twitch, man. I gotta get this started. Margot, thank you so much for joining in, and yeah, let's get things rolling. I feel like it's gonna be a good day on Twitch. Maybe this is the day where we have like 50 people tuned in on Twitch. I'm still working towards that affiliate. You know how the affiliate, it's like must have an average of like 3 viewers or something. I think I'm at like 2-ish, 2.2. So if you guys are able to invite more people to join in, please feel free. All right, let's get things rolling here. We'll keep an eye open for any contributions on the PayPal and the Patreon. Quick note with the Discord, I'm actually doing some updates on it today. So just note that stay tuned there, and you'll again be able to not only receive updates about the community, but within that, be able to receive updates about the other broadcasts and content being created by our fellow leading members in the community, such as Carly. Carly is one of our leading members in the community. So if you guys are on Twitch, and if you guys are like also tarot readers, if you guys do tarot broadcasts, please feel free to check out our community. Carly can tell you more about it. I'll tell you guys more about it as well. But yeah, it's an awesome way to be able to help you get introduced to more people and to help you share your content. And again, I've been creating conscious content for like 10 years, and we've been building a team of conscious media creators. But enough about that. Let's get right into our first reading. If you guys are ready for this reading, go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat. And ooh, man, I want that broccoli carrot cheddar. Oh man, that sounds good. All right, thank you guys for telling me what you're eating for lunch today. That sounds delicious. All right, so the way how we're going to do this, we're just going to get right into this. I'm just going to invite you guys to be able to add your collective intention into this. And the collective intention we always do with our readings is show us what we need to see. So I'll do a quick little meditation. You guys are welcome to be able to join in for this. We'll keep an eye open for any contributions on PayPal and Patreon as we go. But again, if you're here for the first time, just allow yourselves to enjoy, vibe out, and just open your heart to any messages that come through. So let's do a quick little meditation. Seeing those 1111s in the chat. And yeah, Carly, thank you so much for pumping up this pretty awesome community that we got here, if I don't say so myself. So for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and join in on YouTube now. Click the link in my profile, and yeah, let's get things going. EGB91, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. And yeah, let's do a quick little meditation. So for everybody here, when you're ready, just go ahead and gently close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, just allow yourself to connect with your breath. Maybe this is the first really deep, meaningful breath of the day. And as you breathe here, just allow yourself to just arrive into this space of gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, for the messages, for the community, for the space. And so from this place of gratitude for everybody here, this is where we collectively bring forth this message for all of us by collectively putting out the intention, show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see. So for everybody here, just kind of focus on that intention and imagine like a beam of light shooting up from wherever you are and just kind of like launching up into the ether and bringing down this wisdom from the stars. Show us what we need to see. We being the individual, the team, the community, the collective. So speak that intention with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your soul, speak it with your words. And for everybody here, as you guys keep putting forth that intention, I'll just do a little bit more charging the deck and some wizard magic. And then from there, we will split it. So for everybody here, just keep breathing, focusing. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. And go ahead and type some wizard noises into the chat. If you don't know what wizard noises are, stick around. You'll figure it out. So here we go. And I'm so grateful to be here with each and every single one of you, because this is the moment when things truly come true, because this life is nothing but a dream. And as we continue to row our boat down this stream, merrily, merrily, my friends, let us see what has always been, the magic that is within each and every single breath. As we split the cards and spit some fire, we will continue to rise and do our best. Choo, 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 choo. There it is. All right. Our first card that we have pulled for today. Ooh, oh, this is a good one. This is actually cool. This is like a lot to do with even just kind of like the energy I'm intentionally bringing into this right now. The first card that we have pulled, again, for anybody, if you're tuned in right now, this message is for you. Welcome to Inspirational Team Tarot. The first card that we have pulled is card number 32, Divine Grace, Law of Efficiency. Card number 32, Divine Grace, Law of Efficiency. I'm just going to open up the deck here. Again, for those of you who may be new, everybody's got their own tarot style. And if you guys do tarot broadcasts and stuff like that, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys for bringing your light to this world and sharing your heart in the ways you do. And like, honestly, straight up to everybody. Like, maybe there's going to be some people who are going to watch this and be like, you know what, maybe I want to do some tarot broadcasts. Everybody's got their own style. So the way how we do this isn't like a fortune telling. The way how we work with the cards is to be able to serve as a mirror, to be able to show us something that's going to help inspire and nurture our spirit. So the way how I do this, we'll explain the visual image of the card, and then we're going to read from the deck. I'll use my like special, I have like a wizard voice that I use that really like speaks from like the cosmic heart to your heart, if you think of it that way. So it allows you to just really be able to receive it. And then from there, I'm just going to continue to kind of channel and riff on the message of the card, really just to be able to bring forth whatever the universe is coming through me to be able to give to you to inspire you. So if you're here, this message is for you. Anything we say, go ahead and draw some 1111s in the chat, and if it resonates, and let's just explain the card visually. Again, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, this is where you want to join in on YouTube or Twitch. Click the link in my profile, because I'm speaking to the main camera right now. So for those of you on Instagram and TikTok, jump over to YouTube and Twitch. Click the link in my profile, and you'll see the link right there. So card number 32, Law of Grace, Divine Grace, the Law of Efficiency. So again, just visually explaining the image here. What do we have? These two very beautiful, feminine yet also androgynous like beings. Honestly, who does this remind you of? Like, is this not Carly? Like, I swear that's Carly if you look at it. If you like squint your eyes, I'm pretty sure that's Cosmic Carly. Or maybe it's somebody else tuned in right now. But these beautiful, beautiful beings, these beautiful women, just kind of like exalted in this exuberant light shining down upon them, kind of in the prayer position, just like, yes, life is good. Like, that's like basically what they're saying, and really just kind of connecting into this divine moment. Beautiful white robes and some cosmic colors behind them. Again, that's just me explaining it literally. So Doesn't it look like Carly? It does. Okay, now I'm going to read from the book here. And again, as we do this, just go ahead and open your heart. Allow yourself to just be able to receive this message right from my heart to yours. So here we go. If anything we say resonates, drop an 1111 in the chat and feel free to chat about this message as we go through it. Card number 32. Divine Grace, the Law of Efficiency. It is time your life became easier. It is time for you to walk the way of divine grace with trust, simplicity, and acceptance. You do not have to try to make things happen. You can gracefully act without attachment and trust that all will be as it is meant to be. Surrender your struggles now as you allow life to serve you with love and kindness. This is the most efficient use of your energy and will lead you to the best results. The law of efficiency encourages us to work smarter rather than always work harder. It is like learning to allow a wave to carry you to shore rather than swimming the entire way with your own efforts alone, or even against the current, which would make the journey even harder. Sure, we've all been there, right? It is like planting a seed at the right time so nature will help it bloom in the spring rather than planting it during the dead of winter when it takes a lot of effort to keep it alive. And even then it may not survive. This is the intelligence of the law of efficiency and the divine grace at work. Again, if anything we say resonates with you, drop those 1111s in the chat. Let's keep things rolling. Again, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and jump over to the YouTube, links in my profile. To hitch your wagon to the universe in this way, you need to learn to listen. This means tuning in to what feels right or wrong at any given time. Sometimes you will want to push forward, yet your intuitive knowing will guide you to rest. Sometimes you will want to hide from a challenge, and yet know in your bones it is time to step up and shine with boldness despite the fear you may feel. The universe has a sense of natural flow, cycles and timing that can assure us that it supports every dream we dare to dream, and that every one can come to fruition in due course. It may not look exactly as you expect, but if you have set in motion with desire and intention, karmic law will ensure that it finds expression. Again, for those of you just joining in on Twitch, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining. Right now, we're reading through the book, and then I'm going to kind of continue to channel on the explanation. That's where it gets really fun. For this to happen in the most loving, graceful, and easy way, you must learn to hear, feel, and sense the currents of life and work with them, rather than push against them. I'm going to reread that part. That part really summarizes what this card is about. For this to happen in the most loving, graceful, and easy way, you must learn to hear, feel, and sense the currents of life and work with them, rather than push against them. This is about common sense, allowing yourself to be helped, not making things more difficult for yourself than they need to be. Imagine that you have a chance to share a feeling of love in a room full of receptive people. The time is right. They are open, and your efforts create a maximum effect for love's success. Or you could expand the same amount of time and energy by arguing with one disinterested person in an attempt to get them to understand and receive your love, even though they actually have no interest in doing so. They just wish to have their own point of view for you to agree with that. 1111, I'm sure we've all been there, right? I think it's called the internet. I think that's what that is. One is working with the law of efficiency, and the other is working against the tide of life. It is not bad to choose the harder way. Sometimes it can be a great learning experience. But you are encouraged with this oracle to explore the easier and more graceful way more often, especially at this time in your life, because there is a helping hand, a natural wave of energy in life that is going to be able to support your rising spirit in manifesting something truly beautiful and special in the world. If you want to just kind of like be open to just kind of like reiterate, be like, I receive this, I receive this, I receive this, drop a 777 in the chat. So like 1111 if you resonate, and then 77 if you're like, yes, I receive this. So the law of efficiency is also sometimes known as the path of least resistance. We find the strength that comes from letting go and trusting that the universe knows what it is doing. It takes spiritual maturity to cede to wisdom greater than your own immediate understanding. Then you are surfing the wave rather than swimming against the current. How efficient to work with life and its cycles rather than believing you must struggle and strain to be heard, loved, rewarded, and inspired. You have the maturity within you. Trust now. Trust that all will come in time. Then there's an invocation here. We're going to read a bit more of the invocation once we just kind of riff on this for a little bit. So let's just take one moment here. I'm just going to sip on my elixir. Hey Morphic, thanks for joining in. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, again, go ahead and click the link in my profile, tune in on YouTube. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to kind of continue to just like channel this awesome inspiration for you guys and just speak further on the themes. And as we do this, we'll keep our eyes open for any new contributions on PayPal or Patreon. So as we do this, when you guys sign up on the PayPal or Patreon, that allows you to be able to help facilitate the next reading. But every reading we do for the collective. So you guys are like fueling this broadcast. But again, see the option to be able to join on Patreon as an invitation to be able to get further involved with our community of conscious creators. I'll tell you more about it as we get going. So thank you again to those of you who are joined in. And for those of you who may be new, feel free to drop a 333 in the chat. Follow. I'm live here Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT, and sometimes at 3 a.m. in the morning. Last time we were up here at 3 a.m. in the morning it was good though. It was a good one. All right, let's dive a little bit deeper here. So thank you again, everyone, and allow yourself to just be open to the messages that are here for you. So this is a really, really beautiful card. Like, honestly, like, it was funny because I was even reflecting on the themes of this card before I even came onto the broadcast, which again just kind of like relates to the fact that, you know, we're tapped in right now. Like, honestly, anybody who's tuned into this broadcast, you're tapped in. You're tapped into kind of a flow, and whether or not you even realize it, this is a card that's really reflecting on the idea of being able to identify what it means to be tapped in. And with this, again, we've heard this idea of like the law of attraction and the law of correspondence, but the law of efficiency, you know, kind of similar to this idea of the path of least resistance. It's more so the not just the path of least resistance, but it's the path of like greater wisdom and awareness, where you're being able to cultivate your energy to be able to accomplish things more successfully with less strain. And that's not to say that you don't want to be strained. That's not to say that you don't want to be able to put some effort into things, but it's really being able to bring more awareness into the practices that we are doing and the routines that we're creating and the relationships that we're building, and really just check and be able to think, how well is my energy being used towards this effort? Is it being something where it's like, you know, like I put in like, you know, like hours and hours and hours and effort, and then it's just like bloop. It's like one little step, and then it's like hours and hours and hours and hours of effort, and it's like bloop, one more little step. Like, sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens in relationships. Sometimes that happens in work. And that's to no necessary fault of your own. But what you want to be able to do is be able to identify where those moments may be happening, where, you know, despite your best effort, it just doesn't seem like things are really kind of like moving quite in the way that you want them to. And if that's the case, allow yourself to open your heart to knowing that there is another path, of not necessarily least resistance, but again, being able to go with the flow, being able to go not just with the flow, but with the cycles, with the rhythms, identify the patterns. That's why, again, you know, a lot of the things, even last night, we were talking about this in terms of ritual and routine, and the idea of how when we begin to cultivate our rituals and routine, our spiritual practices that practice bringing us back to center, what does that do? It cultivates a momentum, and this momentum is like the cascading of a wave. So what you can do is sometimes, you know, you're just going to grab your metaphysical surfboard and you're just going to like hop onto that wave and you're going to ride it. But sometimes you got to kind of like build the wave. You kind of got to like turn on the rhythms that are going to kind of begin to create this flow. And then as you begin to do it, it becomes second nature. It becomes something that, again, is as simple as breathing. And it's not to say, again, it doesn't have its challenges, but within the process of being able to experience whatever that flow may be, it's very much kind of like becoming like Neo from the Matrix. And oh my God, did you guys see the teaser trailer for the new Matrix movie? Like, speaking of synced up, we literally just talked about the Matrix movie on our podcast the day before that trailer came out. So that was kind of funny. But what I'm saying here is, you know, within the Matrix, you know, it's this idea. It's like Neo's like, it's like, what are you saying? That I can dodge bullets? And it's like, no, Neo, once you're ready, you won't have to. But this idea that, you know, like not just necessarily the scene when he dodges bullets, but that scene when Neo is like fighting the agent, and the agent's like throwing all these punches at him, and Neo's just kind of like in this flow where it's just like boom, 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 just like a natural rhythm that is an extension of the breath. There's a rhythm within you that is an extension of the breath of the cosmos and the universe and the nature and all of these cycles that are constantly all around you. Allow yourself to know that that rhythm is there, and allow yourself to become more conscious of where you may be bringing in patterns and routines that may be kind of like polar opposite to those rhythms, you know, like allow yourself to really begin to, like it said, this metaphor of paying attention to when you're planting your seeds. Are you going to plant your seeds in the middle of winter when things are barren and maybe you can grow something, but damn, that's going to take a lot of work? Or are you going to wait for the right time? Are you going to wait to be able to see when that opening arises, and that's when you kind of like jump into that wave? So the law of efficiency isn't even always necessarily like the law of saying like I need to do something right now, right away. It's also about being able to become aware and being able to sense and sometimes observe the patterns before you even jump into them. And again, not even just observing the patterns, but beginning to create the patterns, beginning to create the routines. And with this card, again, it's also a very powerful card that I'm sure for a lot of us we can relate to in terms of relationships. And again, for anybody here, if anything I say, if it resonates with you, if it's just like you're just like, yeah, pump it up, drop those 1111s in the chat. That's a great way to just kind of talk with each other. And please go ahead, talk with each other about how this relates to you. But for those of us here, let's get real for a second. How many of us have had those relationships where you're the one putting in all the work and the other person is just like, yeah, I guess that's cool. Okay, yeah, sure. Maybe I'll meet up with you for dinner. Maybe I'll do this. I can't decide because I'm super freaking flaky. Like, right? Like, how many people have known someone like this? And at that point, you're just like, I'm trying here. I'm freaking trying here. But at that point, you have to be able to decide and be able to say, like, you know, like, how much do you want to be able to put into this relationship? Is it literally going to be a process where you're like smashing your head against a brick wall? And if it is, if you want to keep smashing your head against that brick wall, go for it. Like, that's your free will. Like, you can literally do that, but eventually you're going to freaking give yourself a headache and you're going to be like, you know, maybe I shouldn't be smashing my head against this wall. Maybe there's another way. And this card is again reminding you that there is another way. In any circumstances, even the ones where you feel resistance, there is always another way. And for this card to just be able to be seen as a simple reminder to know that way is there. And therefore, once you know that way is there, begin opening your heart to being able to identify what that way is. And sometimes that way isn't even seen at first. Sometimes that way is literally revealed to you through the process of being able to slow down. So in order to get ahead, sometimes you have to slow down. And when you slow down, when you take that breath, what do you receive? Clarity, the ability to be able to make a wiser choice, the ability to be able to see more. Maybe the only reason that you were just kind of like running into these like constant, just like struggling paths is only because you didn't realize that the other paths were there. The other paths might have literally been invisible to you. And yet once you allow yourself to bring yourself back to the center, it's like you open up this like lens of truth that you're just like, oh yeah, maybe I should do it this way. Maybe I can try doing it another way. Like even for myself, even within this practice, for us doing these tarot broadcasts, it's not like one day I was just like, okay, let's just jump on here and let's just do all this tarot. For me, it was like, let's meditate for like a couple weeks until I can get clarity on what that schedule is going to look like, on what that rhythm is going to look like. And there was a period where like I didn't even have the clarity on it, but I knew that the clarity would come so long as I was open to it. And because I was open to it, eventually I was like, okay, there it is, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT. And it took a little experimenting. It took a little bit of trial and error. So sometimes, again, with the divine grace, the law of efficiency, sometimes you have to do things that don't work in order to be able to find a way that does work. You have to try something to be able to say, you know, like, okay, I'm going to put my best effort into this. Put your energy into it, and then decide up to a certain point, do I want to keep putting my energy into this, or do I want to switch? Do I want to move things into a new direction? Do I want to try a different path? So with this card, this is a very powerful card that's really reminding you guys that there is always another path. And when you allow yourself to really begin to connect with your heart, you'll begin to see more of what those paths are. And when you allow yourself to explore more of what those paths are, this is where I'll just say this and we'll get close to wrapping this up. And again, you guys tell me, like, is this hyping you up? Is this something that you need to hear? Does this resonate with you? Go ahead and let me know in the chat. Not just me, like with each other. Because I'm sure you guys can relate to this and be like, oh, this is my life AF. But again, with this card, with the divine grace, the law of efficiency. Why would we want to align with divine grace and divine efficiency? One of the reasons, amongst the several, is that within this journey of our spiritual evolution and the collective consciousness that we are moving through, what we want to be able to do in some way or another, and this is kind of the free will of our karma, so to speak, is to be able to learn lessons sooner rather than later. So when you begin to align more and open yourself up and say, yes, I am open to aligning with the divine law of grace and the law of efficiency, you will begin to experience that in this process, you'll begin to learn lessons at an accelerated rate. Something that in the past might have taken you months and months and months now may suddenly be something that you accomplish in like a day. It might be a lesson that you literally kind of begin to accelerate through because you're clearing the energy of the rate at which these experiences and these synchronicities and these heart-opening, expansive moments arrive to you. So when you begin to open your heart to more of these possibilities begin to open themselves to you. The doors begin to open. So super, super powerful card. So for each and every single one of us, remember, you can't necessarily change the ocean, but you can learn to ride the waves. So this is a powerful card that's reminding us to be able to really begin to ride the waves, or keep floating around in your boat if it's got a hole in it and stuff like that. It's up to you. But again, you know, sometimes you might just be like, you know what? Screw this boat. I'm jumping on my surfboard. I guess that metaphor makes sense. So. But anyways, divine law of grace, divine grace, law of efficiency, super, super powerful card. Again, reminding us that there are these paths within our reality where we can really begin to find those cycles and those rhythms. And especially with your relationships, check in with your relationships. Are they really a relationship that you are putting in an adequate amount of energy and receiving something in return? Not that you're always about being able to receive it in return, but go where the love is. And when you go where the love is, that is also where, again, oftentimes the efficiency is. But that's not to say that you don't want to, at sometimes, you know, go through confrontation and challenges, because those are awesome opportunities and experiences as well. But you don't need to do it every single time. Not every single time needs to be a headache. So allow yourself to be open to be able to say, like, yes, I am open to receiving those moments where moving through life is as simple as taking a deep breath. Find those rhythms and those cycles, align with them, and ride those waves. Divine grace, law of efficiency. Let's read a little invocation here. And as we do this, allow yourself to just be able to like receive this as if you're like hearing this for yourself, as if this is like speaking to you. I call upon the loving grace and master intelligence of the universe through the law of efficiency and the path of least resistance. Please bless and guide me now in all ways for maximum success, joy, and divinely inspired fulfillment. May my efforts be wise and surrendered, powerful, and efficient. May all beings be assisted through divine mercy to discover the path of grace and divine efficiency. Through mine own free will, unconditional love, and divine grace, so be it. Go ahead and take a moment here. Let us know if this resonates with you. Drop those 1111s. For those of you on Twitch, thank you guys so much for joining in. It's nice to be able to see a little bit of a crowd here on Twitch as we build things. And I invite you guys to be able to write out a little affirmation. Again, when you guys tune in here, I like to be able to give you guys a little bit of interactive engagement and a chance for you to be able to reflect. So go ahead and write out an affirmation based on the teaching of this card for you, like an I am or a we are affirmation. So just go ahead and take a moment here and just be able to reflect and just be able to say, like, I'll just do one, and then you guys can write one in the chat and share them. Like, I want you guys to use this chat, not just because you're here to watch me and share all this inspiration that I have to share, but you guys are here to share inspiration through the connection that you guys are building within the chat, within the community. This is a collective space. So I am continuing to open my heart to riding the waves of bliss as the cycles within me allow me to find more divine grace within my reality, be able to move into further fulfillment as I rise further towards my destiny to serve others and to serve myself and others. Something like that. So beautiful, beautiful card. Divine grace, law of efficiency. If anybody wants me to send you the write-up for that, if you guys want to read it later, go ahead and send me a direct message on Instagram at Mystic Spiderman, and I'd be more than happy to be able to send you a picture there. So beautiful. All right. We're going to take a quick intermission here, and again, I'll just kind of invite more people to be able to check out a little bit more about what it is that we got going on here in the community, and then we'll get right into another reading as soon as we have someone who has contributed on Patreon and PayPal And so again, the way how we do this, you guys fuel this broadcast. So when you guys contribute on PayPal or Patreon, you can contribute a $5 contribution to be able to help initiate a next reading. And when you do that, we'll do a little meditation. Your queue will prompt the card that we pick, and plus you get to choose which deck you choose from. So again, it's a pay what you wish kind of sliding scale where it's like $5 contribution, but when you do that, you can also do a little bit more if you want to do a pay it forward method, and the link for that is in the info for my video on Instagram and on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. Links in my profile, and on Twitch you guys can also hit like the donate command. And when you choose to be able to get a reading on air, I'll just show this real quick and then I'll explain a little bit about the Patreon. You can choose from the Ananda Tarot deck, which is kind of like the traditional tarot. You can choose from the Sacred Spirit deck. You can choose the Hero's Journey deck. And you can choose from the Lightworker Oracle deck. So one of those for you. And again, and then we'll do a quick little meditation, and on your cue, we'll split the deck. So you'll be intuitively deciding what card we pick. And we've been doing a bunch of these. Carly can tell you how cool it is, that just kind of like the flow that we got here in the community. And again, for those of you who may be new here, my name is Brendan, aka Mystic Spider-Man. I've been creating conscious content and facilitating conscious community for well over 10 years. And a lot of what we do here is just an invitation to be able to invite people further into our community. And if you guys are interested, we do have a community of conscious creators and community leaders. So you guys can also join into this community further by joining on the Patreon. And you can see on screen here, we're currently at 100 on Patreon, working towards our next goal of 111. And through the Patreon, that's when you can sign up for an $11 monthly contribution, and any signups on Patreon also initiate a next reading. So for anybody who signs up on Patreon, I'd love to even just get 2 Patreon signups as we're doing this. And so for those of you who sign up on Patreon, that also gives you access to exclusive events within our community. Our next big event that we got coming up this weekend, me and Lacey are hosting our Dream Discussion Circle. So that's 11 a.m. on Saturday, EDT. So that's another event that you can join into. And we also have our Conscious Creator Collaboration Circles, which is really cool. Again, Carly can tell you more about this. She's in the Twitch chat. She's a big fan of what it is that we do here. We got many of our leading members tuned in right now. And again, there's a lot of awesome stuff there. You also get access to me as a conscious media creation coach. So when you join on the Patreon, do it in a way where you're joining our membership community, where it's like it's an investment for you. And I want you to do it in a way where you're like, fuck yes. Like, this is an awesome community. This feels really exciting. This is really cool. There's confidence in being able to know that we've been doing this for quite some time, and there's a lot of really cool events. And if you're a broadcaster, a Twitch creator, if you're a conscious creator, you can promote your content through our community and again, be a part of the awesome events and have access to me as a conscious media creation coach. One more quick thing, and then we'll get right into another reading. I'm okay just getting into another reading, but again, as soon as we have anybody signed up on Patreon or PayPal, we'll initiate that next reading for them. But for the time being, we'll just keep the readings going. For anybody who's on the interested in signing up for the Patreon, the best deal on Patreon, the best value is actually the $33 a month level. And when you sign up for there, you also get one of the Light Guardian crystals. So if you've never seen one of these are handmade items that I make for you guys. This is actually one of the Lumerian ones. This one's a little bit more of a high tier one. So when you join at the $33 level on the Patreon, you can also get a beautiful Light Guardian crystal, and also again a monthly one-on-one session with me for one-on-one tarot or conscious media creation coaching. So shout out again to our leading members. If you guys are a leading member already, go ahead and drop a 777 in the chat. And if you're thinking of signing up for the Patreon in the future, again, the link for that is in the info for this video. Twitch, I'll post it into the comments again, and we'll get right into our next reading. And again, as we do this, anybody who signs up on the PayPal and Patreon will have you help initiate the next reading. So yeah, the Light Guardian crystals though, you can order these separately, and Patreon supporters also get discounts. But again, I hand make these. These are like basically like Merlin told me how to make these in a dream. And you can use them as like meditation tools, even like energy tools, even for like tarot. Like sometimes I'll like literally like use them for like doing like tarot work and stuff like that. They're tools and toys and talismans. Cool. All right. So thank you again to those of you tuned in. Happy to be able to let you guys know a little bit more about what it is that we got going on here within our Paradigm Shift Central team. And yeah, let's get right into another reading, and we'll do the Hero's Journey deck. So I'll just kind of keep things rolling here, and we'll keep the readings going. And then again, as soon as we have somebody signed up on the PayPal or the Patreon, we'll initiate the next reading for them. And yeah, I'd love to be able to reach, let's say 2 Patreon signups during today's broadcast. Another thing with the Patreon, when you sign up, the contributions only process on the 1st of each month. So you could literally sign up today and think of it as like a trial period. And then the contribution processes on October 1st. So it's pretty chill, super awesome. And if you have any questions, let me know. And again, think of it as an awesome way to be able to invest in yourself and to be able to say like, fuck yeah, I'm going to be a part of this really awesome community. So 7 viewers on Twitch. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Metalhead Sander, for joining in. Beautiful name. And let's get right into our next reading with the Hero's Journey deck. So again, all the readings that we do here are collective readings, and let's see what this next one is. So Carly, thank you so much for your comments in the chat. Carly says, I am proud of myself for how far I've come, and I'm grateful for the community that surrounds me and helps me ground me towards my destiny. Cheers to that, Carly. Thank you again for being such an awesome leader in our community. Beautiful. All right. All right, team. If you guys are ready for this next reading, just go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat. Again, we'll keep an eye open for contributions on PayPal and Patreon as we go. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, join in on YouTube. Links in my profile. And yeah, let's keep things rolling here. I do have Zelda music on in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So... all right, let me just double check, make sure things are in place. And yeah, thank you again to those of you on Twitch. Appreciate you guys being here. Awesome. All right, seeing those 1111s in the chat, let's keep things rolling here. And yeah, we'll keep an eye open for any Patreon or PayPal contributions as we go. And again, if you guys even want to book one-on-one sessions with me, that's totally good. But I would definitely encourage you to check out the Patreon when it works for you. So you could like sign up for the Patreon at any point, especially if you're new. If you're brand new, just go ahead and get a feel for things, check things out later. And yeah, oh, also today within our community, if you're looking to like experience what it is that we got going on, today at 4 p.m. EDT, we have a voice only discussion circle. And the topic is what makes your heart sing. So for those of you who are around for that, that will be a really, really good discussion. And that will also be broadcast on my YouTube channel. So I'll just post a link for the YouTube as well if anybody wants to be able to jump over to YouTube. So also on YouTube. And then that way you can subscribe there. But links are in my profile. All right, let's keep things rolling here. We got about 1 million people tuned in right now. And yeah, always excited to be able to welcome new people into the experience of what it is that we're creating here. So for those of you who may be joining, my name is Brendan, Mystic Spider-Man, fellow conscious creator and superhero, leading a team of awesome shifters, and happy to be able to have you guys here. Every reading that we do is for anybody who's tuned in. We do readings for the collective, and let's tap into this next reading. So we're going to be using the Hero's Journey deck. So as we're doing this, we'll keep an eye open for any contributions on PayPal or Patreon. So if you would like to help initiate the next reading, go ahead and sign up for PayPal or Patreon, send your contributions there, or even just as a way to be able to help fuel a broadcast, show your support. And again, the support there not only supports me, it supports you, and it also supports myself, Lacey, and our baby that is coming soon in April. So help and support the future generations of shifters. And thank you again, supporters in all forms. All right, let's do a quick little reading here. Hero's Journey deck. So for those of you who tune in, feel free to just join in a quick little meditation. When you're ready, go ahead and gently close your eyes. With your eyes closed, just allow yourself to connect with your breath as we collectively just focus in on this moment, your energy helping pull the card with us. As you breathe here, just allow yourself to be in your heart space, focusing in on gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, for this space, for this community, and for the messages we are here to receive. From a place of gratitude, focusing our intention towards the idea of show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see. We being the individual, the collective, the team. And go ahead and speak that intention with your heart, with your mind, with your soul, with your words. And so for everybody here, continuing to focus that intention, shooting it up like a beam of light into the ether, bringing this wisdom down from the stars. Continue to breathe here. When you're ready, you guys can gently open your eyes and type your wizard noises into the chat. And I'll just charge the deck a little bit more and then we'll split the deck. So here we go. The magic that courses through your veins and through your blood is nothing less than infinite love, because my friend, you are a star being that has come here to transcend the illusions and the obstacles that appear to have no end. But this journey is but a winding path that will lead us to great heights. For within the mountain we shall see that within the darkness we shall shine our brightest light. And so as we split the deck, we shall see the message for the hero within you and me. Choo, 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 choo. Whoa, that deck is popping right now. Oh, wow, that's a dope card to be able to receive. I love when we do the tarot cards and we pull them for the first time. Honestly, it brings me back to like opening like Pokemon cards. Like, remember when you would like open a Pokemon deck and you'd be like, oh, like what's in the Pokemon deck? Or it's like the Magic the Gathering cards and stuff like that. So All right, thank you guys so much. Let's get right into this next reading. And awesome, Christina. Thank you so much for your contribution on PayPal. Let me just confirm. Christina, is that you in the chat on YouTube? If so, just confirm that was you that contributed, and we'll do the next reading. We'll have you help facilitate. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Christina. Let's give a nice round of applause and big thank you to Christina. And again, we'll keep things rolling here. And let me show you guys what card that we got. That's like I'm hyping it up. This is such an amazing card. Here, let me show you. Okay, the card that we have got for all the fellow superheroes out there is card number 33. Discover your superpower. Access 100% of your mojo. I like the subtitle on that. Like what a like I don't know, it's just kind of like a funny way of being able to phrase it. It's just like, oh, this is such a professional tarot deck, and then it's like, yeah, accessing our mojo. Like, I don't know, it speaks to us in a practical way. Morphic, thank you so much for your contribution on the on PayPal. There, we'll do the next reading, and you can help facilitate that. But again, every reading that we do here is for everyone. So let's go through this one pretty swiftly, and then we'll get right into our next one for Morphic and just honor the time that we have. So we'll keep an eye open for any new contributions as they come through. And again, I'd love to be able to invite in any new Patreon supporters as we're doing this. If you guys are really feeling, we're just like, man, maybe you've been following me for a while, or maybe you're brand new and you're just like, you know what, I've been looking for a really cool team of conscious creators, and this is something that really resonates with me. Then yeah, go ahead and sign up for the Patreon. You can do it while we're doing this. So let's keep things rolling here. So just visually explaining this image. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, join in on YouTube. Primary camera is on my YouTube or Twitch. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful image here where again, just visually explain, you can see there's like two forms, like two kind of like very feminine forms looking at each other. One's a little bit bigger, and you can see this beautiful spiral of light. Again, I'm just explaining it literally here. These beautiful kind of like rainbow iridescent colors, and almost kind of like the higher self, kind of like speaking down to the earthly version of ourself. And yeah, just a lot of like beautiful colors there. So let's dive a little bit deeper again. For anybody here, if you're tuned in, this message is for you. Open your heart, allow yourself to receive, drop any 1111s if anything that we say resonates with you. So here we go. Card number 33. Discover your superpower. Access 100% of your mojo. I like that. It's like, how much of your mojo are you currently accessing? Maybe like 60, 70%, maybe. So it's like access 100. What does that mean to you? All right, here's a quote from Jacob Norby. If you ever meet someone brave and powerful enough to walk with you directly through your most unconscious wounds and shadow caves, someone with the stupefying courage to see through the kinks in your armor, and then help you take it off, love them. Because they have done something for you which is impossible to do alone. They will show you the treasure you've been seeking all your life, and they can do this because they aren't afraid of your fear. Wow, very, very powerful. Here's the message. So for anybody here, this message is for you. You are infinitely powerful, wise, strong, and blessed. Yet, you've only taken conscious ownership of about 5% of your natural inheritance. Without realizing it, most of your power has been relegated to your shadow cave. As a kid, you may have been shunned, teased, ostracized, or spanked for demonstrating certain behaviors or feelings. Consequently, you labeled those characteristics as quote-unquote bad and deleted them from your playlist. Wow, that's what a starkly real way of putting it. Be like, sorry, I deleted that feeling from my playlist. It's like, poof, hugs right there. But here's the caveat. But nothing is ever truly deleted. It's just discovered for a while and relegated to a cloud or cave. Eventually, these characteristics will break into dreams or enter our waking life at inopportune moments. At its core, every shadow is beautiful and useful. In fact, with your biggest, scariest shadow is your superpower in disguise. When anything that has been cut off escapes from your shadow cave, it will lunge forth and with fangs if given the chance. Instead of trying to outrun it, quicken your transformation by standing still and exploring what is worthy and noble about these aspects of yourself. If you can't do this on your own, invite an ally to hold your hand as you discover the beauty and usefulness of your shadow. As you do this, you will find your shadow is no longer a shadow, but mojo that you can empower, that can now empower your quest. Dream symbol. Every card here in this deck relates to a dream symbol. Dream symbol is shadow. Dreams of the shadow feature monsters, frightening scenarios, or people who rub you the wrong way. Even though these dreams trigger fear or anxiety in you, they come in service to your health, healing, and wholeness. Your dreams have a no shadow left behind policy and are helping you love all of you, so you can have a whole soul experience. Mantra. With curiosity, I discover the treasures of my shadow and let them empower me. All right, so let's talk a little bit further on this. Again, if anything that we've said so far, if it resonates with you, if it speaks to your heart, drop those 1111s in the chat. Let's keep things rolling. We'll keep an eye on any new contributions on PayPal or Patreon as we go, and then we'll get right into our next reading again for Christina. So, super beautiful card coming from Mystic Spider-Man myself. Again, this is what I'm all about. This is really, really about being able to help people see the potential within themselves. And oftentimes we move through life where, again, we've been kind of like taught and conditioned to be able to really suppress the variety of emotions that we carry with us. And yet in the process of being able to suppress any of those emotions, in turn, we are also suppressing the opportunities that they hold for us, the gifts that they hold for us. The shadows that we carry with us in themselves are also, again, something that can lead us to deeper places of empathy, deeper places of strength, deeper places of courage, deeper places of resilience. So the shadow may be the way in which you relate to something, but it also may be the experience itself. And these shadowy experiences, no doubt, will bring up things within us that are not going to be pleasant in that present moment. Yet you look further down the road and you realize that for each and every single one of us, it is actually our shadows that in some ways give us the gift of our strength. The shadows will literally teach us how to be able to navigate through this on a course of healing. And sometimes you will notice that, if you're going through a hard time, what's usually one of the most powerful things that you can experience? It's usually being able to connect with somebody else who has gone through something similar to you and come out the other side. Someone who can empathize, someone who can relate, someone who understands what it is that you're going through. And so if you think about that in your moments where that might have been your story, where you felt alone and then you met someone who had been through something similar and they said, hey, you're going to get through this. It's going to be okay. In your mind, especially if you might have been younger, and even if you're not, it literally could just be a friend, you would look to that person and be like, oh my goodness, like, you're so strong. Like, you're so powerful. You're a superhero. Like, look at you, so courageous. How did you make it through? How did you make it through? And even though we may not fully know in the moment how we're going to make it through, at least opening our heart to the knowing that we will make it through. And then in the process of being able to understand that oftentimes what allows us to make it through is not running from the shadow, but diving deeper into it. Really being able to explore more of what that shadow holds and really being able to bring in more of a curiosity, which is again the mantra here. With curiosity, I discover the treasures of my shadow and let them empower me. So next time you feel that anger and that frustration and that resentment and that disapproval towards yourself, whatever the case may be, allow yourself to get curious. Allow yourself to really be able to see that as an invitation to know that there is something deeper within inside of you that is a place where you can send more love. And that is your superpower. Your superpower is to be able to send love, to move love that will heal, love that will transmute, love that will shine a light on that which is unconscious. Because you think about it, what is the shadow? The shadow in the literal sense and in the metaphorical and the spiritual sense, the shadow is the unconscious. It is that which is not seen. So in order to be able to heal the shadow, what we have to do is we have to illuminate it. So carry that knowing within your heart that as you walk into your shadows, you carry with you the light of this infinite torch of your heart. And you have the capacity to be able to shine light on anything that you feel you wish to shine light on. And that may not necessarily mean that you're going to shine light on every single thing right away in every single circumstance, but at least knowing that in the process of being able to consciously make that choice, your healing journey has begun. Your healing journey has begun as a result of you making that choice. And that choice is, again, one that can be very challenging when you're on your own, but allowing yourself to just be open to this idea of knowing that you have the capacity inside of you, and reach out for help when you need it. Reach out to others who can relate, reach out to others who can empathize, reach out to others who can show you not just how you should walk the path, but how they walk the path. And in the process of doing that, it can help both of you, again, be able to explore more of again, the law of, kind of like the previous card, the law of efficiency towards your own healing. So when you think about it, the law of efficiency towards your own healing, it is about being able to kind of like dive into it, because it's not going to heal itself if you literally just ignore it. But in the process of being able to cultivate that courage to be able to say, you know what, this is an important part of myself that I want to be able to tap into. With that, again, it's really being able to move you into a deeper layer of who you are meant to be, understanding that the shadows that we carry, the healing that we go through in this life, in some perspective, we literally like sign up for it. We literally, again, before we incarnate on this earth, if this resonates with you, we basically kind of like fill out like an application form and be like, oh, I'm gonna heal this. I'm gonna heal, like relationship wounds, childhood wound, ancestral wounds, all of these like shadowy type things. And in the process of doing that, know that you are capable of doing that. There's nothing that your soul is not capable of being able to move through, of being able to heal through. So with this card is really being able to know that your mojo is something that builds over time, and you have the capacity to really be able to reclaim that. And yes, it's important to be able to receive support and find others that can assist you on this journey, but it is your journey. You're the only one who can walk it. You're the only one who can truly open that treasure chest for yourself and allow yourself to begin to fall in love with the excitement of what that treasure holds. Allow yourself to really begin to see, again, kind of like the light of a new dawn, the light of a new horizon, that is one where the healing may not be 100% healed. Like, the healing may always be a bit of a sliver, but that sliver is also a reminder of everything that goes along with that, which is, again, the courage and the empathy and the compassion for yourself and the wisdom and the insight that carries with you. It's not easy to be able to carry these shadows with you, but as a human, it's incredibly important, because if we're going to heal the collective shadow, it's important for us to be able to bring more awareness as to how we can heal the individual shadow. So when we allow ourselves to find the ways to heal ourselves, we allow ourselves to collectively heal the world. And that is our superpower. Your superpower is the ability to heal, the ability to transform, the ability to alchemize, the ability to illuminate, the ability to cultivate consciousness, and to be able to focus your light like a beacon. So discover your superpower. We'll just kind of conclude on that one, and we'll move right into our next reading. I know Morphic is ready for that, so we'll get right into that. But again, if that resonates with you, if that was a card where you're just like, thank you universe, I needed to hear that, go ahead, drop those 1111s in the chat. And again, just sending you guys so much love and support on your journey. Each and every single one of you are superpowers. I have superpowers beyond what you may even truly fathom. And this card, even though the kind of specifics on this is related to the shadow, is, again, just kind of like one stepping stone. Because as you heal through the shadow, you allow yourself to really begin to move into new eschatons of potential. Who are you when your focus isn't so much on the shadow, but it rather is about being able to bring that wisdom that the shadow has given you and to transform it into a light that you can use to illuminate the darkness of others, to be able to help, again, bring more of that bodhisattva Buddha nature awareness into the reality where others are allowing themselves to be able to see that light within who they are. And to, as you activate your superpower is to be able to help others activate theirs. It's a catalyst. A single candle, a single flame can light a million candles, as we say. So that's your power, to be able to light your candle and to be able to illuminate and light the candles of those around you as well. And each of you are doing that. You're all doing it in your own way. There's not a day goes by where you're not doing that. There's not a day goes by that is meaningless. Every single day that you are here is a day where you deepen your experience as a soul to be able to cultivate more of this awareness that allows you to transform it into a brighter way of shining your light. And that's not to say your light needs to be super bright every single day. Absolutely not. But you ride that grace, that wave, that law of efficiency, and you feel the inspiration in your heart, and you remember that your story is bigger than your own, and your pain and your shadow is bigger than your own. And you are here to not only heal, but to inspire and to illuminate and to help others awaken to the superpowers and to the superheroes that they are. So that's what being a shifter is all about. That's what our community is all about. It's about building a team of alchemists, of shifters, of healers, of creators. And when you create, you heal. When you inspire, you heal. So discover your superpower. I love the fact that it's card number 33. Super powerful card. Welcome to those of you who just joined in on YouTube. Good morning, Pisces. Good morning, Carl. And thank you again, Morphic. And thank you again to those of you on Twitch and on Instagram as well. If this resonates with you, drop those 1111s in the chat. And take a moment here to be able to reflect on an affirmation for yourself. What does this card say to you? Allow yourself to just communicate it through an I am or a we are affirmation to just confirm that you're just kind of like listening and embodying the message of this card. So I encourage you to reflect on that, or even to share it in the chat and open this up into a bit of a discussion. So for myself, I am continuing to honor my own journey of activating my superpowers by being able to look to my darkness with courage as I illuminate the shadows to discover the treasures they hold. There we go. Card number 33, discover your superpower. Access 100% of your mojo. That's exactly what it says. So accessing that mojo. All right. That was a read from the Hero's Journey deck. Thank you guys so much for joining in. We'll get right into our next reading for Morphic. Again, as we do this, inviting those who feel called to be able to add their support on Patreon or PayPal. If you guys are already on the Patreon, thank you guys again so much. Please note that for those of you on Patreon, we do got our dream class coming up this Saturday that you guys are welcome to be a part of. You'll see the Zoom link for that on the Patreon in the Discord. And again, also, if you guys would like to be able to adjust your Patreon, there is the $33 level, which I've upgraded to the best value. And again, that also includes the option to be able to receive a beautiful Light Guardian crystal when you sign up at that level as well. And at that level, again, you also get the monthly readings with me, and also access to all the community events that we do, access to the community Discord as a leading member where you can promote and share your content as well. And we're always upgrading and evolving things in the community, so there's lots of cool stuff coming. And again, see it as an invitation to be able to connect with some really beautiful people and again, fellow conscious creators and community leaders. So if you're here if you're feeling called to activate more of that community leader in you and that conscious creator in you, one of the most important things that I can recommend is to surround yourself with others who are doing the same, hence community. So if you resonate with what it is that we got going on here, feel free to connect to our Discord, even just kind of like get your foot in the door, and go ahead and check out the Patreon, and feel free to check that out and sign up for that when it works for you. Thank you guys so much. We'll keep an eye on any additional Patreon signups as we go. We'll get right into our next reading for Morphic. And again, this reading will be for everyone, and Morphic will be helping facilitate it. For those of you on Twitch, please feel free to follow. Again, I'm live here Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. EDT. And it's always exciting to be able to be here with you guys and to be able to see people. Just like sometimes people just kind of drop in for a few minutes, but every time you do, I want you guys to be able to drop in and just be able to plug into this broadcast, plug into the sacred space, and to just be able to receive a little bit of extra love and inspiration for your journey for the day. So sending you guys so much love. All right, Morphic, let's choose which deck you want to do, and let's keep things going here. We'll build the momentum. I'll be live on air here for however long the momentum is rolling for. So maybe we'll go for another hour, or maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. Morphic, go ahead. Choose which deck you would like to use. Would you like to use the Ananda Tarot deck, the Hero's Journey deck, the Lightworker Oracle deck, or the Sacred Spirit deck? Go ahead and make your choice, and we shall begin that next reading for you. And thank you guys so much. And yeah, I'm excited to be able to continue along with these readings. Beautiful. All right. Thank you again to those of you on Twitch. Appreciate you guys being here. Please feel free to share this channel, connect with me on Instagram, and yeah, stick around. We got lots more stuff coming your way. Thank you, Rose, for your comment on TikTok. Thank you to those of you on Instagram. And once Morphic confirms what deck we'll be using, we'll get right into our next reading. So, Checking things here. Beautiful. Awesome. Sacred Spirit deck. There it is. Let's do the Sacred Spirit deck. Absolutely. Great choice. So beautiful. Thank you again, Christina, for your contribution on the PayPal. And again, as we do this, for anybody else who feels ready and called to be able to support on PayPal or join on the Patreon, you guys can go ahead and do that, and then we'll get into our next reading after this for anybody who is signed up on PayPal or Patreon. So let's do the Sacred Spirit deck. Bum, bum, bum. You guys can get yourself nice and ready. Morphic, you know how the routine works here, so we'll lead you through the meditation, inviting everybody to add their intention into this meditation. And again, for anybody here, this message is for you if you are tuned in. So we do these readings as collective readings. And yeah, please feel free to subscribe, follow, share with your friends. And yeah, thank you so much for just being here and being present. So Morphic, if you're ready, just go ahead and type ready into the chat. I assume you are. So let's get things going here, and we'll just go with the flow. So perfect. Awesome. All right. For everybody here, just inviting you to be able to join us in a quick little meditation as we focus our intention. And Morphic, on your cue, we'll be pulling the card. You know how it works. So all right, there we go. Okay, here we go. For everybody here, just go ahead and gently close your eyes. Connecting with your breath, allowing yourself to just be in this present moment. Reflecting on gratitude for yourself, for the space, the team, the messages we are here to receive. As you breathe here, just allow yourself to even adjust your posture, open up your chest, relax your face, straighten your spine. For Morphic and for anybody, just go ahead and focus your intention towards the idea of show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see. And so go ahead and reflect on that intention for the collective, the individual, and the team. Speak that intention with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your soul, speak it with your words. Morphic, as you continue to just breathe here, listening to your heart, listening to your intuition, take a few more moments at your own pace. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and type now in the chat, and then we will split the deck. For everybody else, you guys can gently open your eyes now and go ahead and type your wizard noises into the chat, and we'll charge the deck and split it. So here we go. Each and every day is truly a gift as we continue to ride these waves of bliss, unfolding through the path that leads us up this giant rock, so that we can truly see the many ways for us to walk this path and this journey of life with conscious and intent, so that we can no longer simply pretend that we are anything less than of all who we have been. And so as Morphic types now into the chat, choo 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 choo, we shall see the message that is meant for you, my kin. Pwa 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 pwa. All right, I was saying I should get like a soundboard with my wizard noises, so that like the instead of me making the wizard noises, I should just like press a button where it's like pwa pwa pwa, choo choo choo, roo roo roo, like. All right, okay, let's keep things rolling here. Super awesome card that we got pulled here. So as we get into this, again, we'll keep an eye open for any contributions on PayPal and Patreon. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out with us, and let's keep things rolling here. We got a lot of momentum behind this broadcast today. So the card that we have pulled for anybody who's tuned in today is card number 17, Galactic Healer. Move forward with an open mind. Super beautiful, powerful card. So let's take a look here and we'll dive a little bit deeper. And thank you again, everyone, for rocking it, for adding your support. And yeah, here we go. So just give me 2 seconds here. I'm just clicking, make sure everything's in place. Perfect. All right. Opening up the deck, card number 17. And again, we'll just visually explain the card real quick, and then we'll get into reading it from the book, and then we'll riff on it a little bit further. And thank you guys so much for being here. And go ahead and add any contributions on PayPal or Patreon when you guys are ready. Or again, if you're on Patreon, you guys want to upgrade, that counts as well, and that will initiate another reading as well. So card number 17, Galactic Healer. Move forward with an open mind. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, join in on YouTube now so you can see the card on the main screen. So Super, super beautiful artwork again by our friend Lewis Dyer. Beautiful, beautiful artwork that you can interpret again as kind of like this galactic cosmic ambassador. Morphic, is 17 a number for you? Is that pretty cool? Is that a nice sync right there? Did we do a good job? Beautiful colors here. It's hard to even explain the colors. These colors are very like kind of like almost like from a higher dimension, the way they merge and blend together. And you can see this like beautiful kind of like fractaling geometric shape coming in from the brow, this beautiful kind of rainbow spectrum within the eyes. Just the detail on this card is next level. And also again kind of like a tech grid, almost like a circuit board kind of moving through them. Again, just explaining it visually. Super beautiful card there. And again, go check out Lewis Dyer on Instagram. Lots of amazing artwork there, and good buddy of ours. So super excited to be able to use his the deck with his artwork. So all right, let's keep rolling here. You guys are awesome. Again, if you're here, this message is for you. Allow yourself to open your heart and receive what we are here to receive. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, go ahead and tune in on YouTube. The link is in my profile. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Card number 17, Galactic Healer. Don't look back. Move forward with an open mind. We exist within a multiverse with multiple realities. Anything is possible if we set our mindset accordingly. Reaching beyond limitations and what is currently visible to us enables humanity to continually evolve as a species. Sacred symbols, ancient architecture, and medicine have been inspired by astrological phenomena. Again, if anything I say resonates with you or you just think it's cool, drop those 1111s in the chat. You may find yourself searching for knowledge on ancient healing practices, energy work, or light-based information such as DNA coding, energetic downloads, sacred symbols, and self-healing techniques. A guiding hand of a star or galactic healer can facilitate profound healing. Experiencing frequent ringing in the ears, unusual hot flushes, or perhaps knowing answers to questions you have little experience or knowledge of will take focus as you adjust to this higher resonance. Born healers and psychics may experience deep soul activations as galactic healers are present in your lifetime right now. You may feel particularly connected to Palladian, Orion, or Arcturian energy, and it is strongly recommended you discover more about this connection now. Honor your own connection, for at last this may identify why you have felt so isolated and misunderstood in your life. You may already feel strongly connected to the times of ancient Egypt, Atlantis, and ancient Lemuria. Now is the time to reawaken your inner knowing and the ancient knowledge that already resides within you. Know that a deep awakening is occurring now, and you must acknowledge how far you have already come in this journey of life. While remembering past life experiences can be advantageous to understanding our psyche, it is important to remember you can only integrate healing towards this level in the present moment through conscious thought. Try not to get lost in these connections. You must remember that your time now is in the present, and you must incorporate and embrace these aspects of you if you wish to further your understanding of self and share knowledge and healing with others. Shadow aspects: arrogance, oppressive leadership, irrational behavior. Sacred crystal, moldavite. Angel assistance: Archangel Raphael, deep physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Affirmation: I reawaken my soul's desire to learn and grow beyond existing limitations. Beautiful, 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 beautiful card that we have here. So let's take a moment to just dive a little bit deeper. Morphic getting pretty pumped about this card by the looks of it. Lots of 1111s in the chat. So let's dive a little bit further into the meaning and the significance of this. Again, as we do this, this may be our last reading for today. We'll keep doing the readings as you guys keep fueling this broadcast. So if you guys want to keep this broadcast going, go ahead and sign up for the PayPal or the Patreon. Contribution there is either a $5 pay what you wish sliding scale, pay it forward, or the Patreon, which is again, it's a monthly membership, and you can sign up at the 5, the 11, or the 33, which is the best value. So we'll keep an eye open for that, but let's just dive a little bit deeper right now into the message and the significance of this beautiful card. So it's interesting because this card, again, every time that we do these broadcasts, we always kind of find this pattern where the cards previously kind of lead into the next one. So if you tune in here long enough, you actually get like a mega reading, which is kind of like revealing this story with these persistent themes. Because the card before this, again, about activating our superpowers, a big part of that was this journey of healing. And yet in the process of activating our superpowers, this card is leveling up, not just as the healer, but the galactic healer. So this is about being able to really access 100% of our mojo for those who feel called to. And so with this card, it's really inviting us to be able to reflect again on the bigger version of who we are, the version of us that is far beyond the realm of this one planet, but is actually carrying with it connections to this ancient star lineage, and it may not even just be from the stars. It may be from like the inner earth realms, so to speak. It may be from the Fey realms, however you want to be able to perceive it. But with this, it's also about being able to expand more of our perception, to open up into our capacity and our capabilities as the fact that we are born healers, and also, again, being able to understand that we naturally have these psychic abilities accessible to us. And these psychic abilities are, again, the process of being able to intuitively connect to those on a deeper energetic and emotional level. It's about being able to interpret a deeper understanding of the synchronicities around us. And again, also to be able to be a voice for these symbols, to be a voice of spirit, to be a voice of consciousness that is working through us. Absolutely, it's about being able to perceive science in new perspectives, looking at things from the quantum physics level. Again, also being able to understand deeper an understanding of what DNA is and how DNA is, again, this carrier of information. So with this card, it's really inviting us again to really begin to open our mind to the possibility that who we are here to be within this lifetime is a galactic healer. And what does that mean to you? So for each and every single one of you, what does it mean to be a galactic healer? What does it mean to be able to awaken to more of this potential? What does it mean to be able to tap into more of your abilities? And so again, with this card, it's inviting us to really begin to look into cultivating more of that awareness and that wisdom with our connection to things, like it says here again, like even like ancient, like Egypt, Atlantis, and Lemuria. And not to get too caught up on the idea of like, oh, in a past life I may or may not have been this, but more so just kind of tapping into the energies of that time frame, almost into the collective culture of it, and to bring it forth. Who you were specifically in those lifetimes, if that's something you resonate with, may not necessarily be as important as much as it is just to be able to connect with the energy of the culture, with the energy of the collective consciousness of that time, with the collective wisdom and the collective abilities that we can bring forward with us into this life. And again, and with this, it's not even just being able to level up as a healer, but it's also, from my perspective, I love the idea that this is also about being able to level up as an artist, as a conduit, as a facilitator, as a space holder. This healer isn't literally just this thing where it's like, putting a band-aid on stuff and putting your hands and doing Reiki. The healer is the one who heals through inspiration, much like we were talking about in the previous cards. The healer is one who shares their story, who shares their voice. So when we allow ourselves to really begin to create the bigger understanding of the story that each and every single one of us is a part of, which a big thing that we talk about here within the community, again, building this image of what it means to be a part of this collective shift in consciousness, and the fact that we've come here to be able to help take part in this incredibly exciting moment here on Earth. Simply the process of being able to tell that story and invite others to be able to see themselves within it can initiate healing. It begins to reveal a path towards them that will help them understand more of who they are. Healing isn't necessarily something that's always done by going backwards and healing what's happened. Healing is something by being able to carve a path forward of freedom and liberation. People may not even realize that they're actually being kind of like suppressed. And within that, they may not actually realize that they're kind of living almost like a wounded version of themselves, but they may be convinced that that's actually the baseline. What we can do is we can begin to show them a whole new world, like Aladdin style, really take them on that magic carpet ride And within that, it's really helping them understand the galactic healer that they are, the galactic ambassador and the star citizen that they are, to help them really understand that, there are these other aspects of ourselves, these other intelligence, the OU, the other us's, the ETs, whatever you want to refer to them as, that are here with us in this moment. And literally just the process of being open to that invites them to be able to connect into the wisdom of our present moment through the portal of the heart. And that in itself is one of the most important aspects of our superpowers, to be able to understand that this wisdom comes through the heart. It's through the heart space that we can really be able to tap into more of our abilities as profound healers, as profound creators, as profound guides. So super powerful card here. I'll just riff on it for a little bit longer. And again, if anything I say resonates with you, drop those 1111s in the chat. We'll just kind of keep things rolling for the next little bit. But again, with this, the shadow aspects of this, themes of arrogance, oppressive leadership, irrational behavior. Therefore, the non-shadow aspects of this are, again, humility, service, altruism, compassion, being able to want to help others, and leadership in a way that's not oppressive, but it's actually liberating. It's not telling people what to do. It's inviting them to be able to walk a path that they may not even realize was possible, to help them find a new path, which will open them up to their own, again, divine grace, the law of efficiency that we were talking earlier. And again, to really be able to create that balance within ourselves, where even though we're working with a lot of this awareness, to really begin to bring it into a practical understanding of who we are, to start integrating kind of that 5D conscious awareness of who we are with this 3D body, with this 3D vessel. So it's kind of taking the version of us that may have existed beyond this present moment, but then crystallizing it into this moment to be able to say, yes, I'm here to be an absolute badass conscious creator and leader that's going to help really change this world simply by being nothing less than my authentic self. And if your authentic self really feels called to be able to inspire and nurture and support others, then follow that. Follow that in a way that trails a path that inspires others to do the same, because this world needs more healers. This world needs more light bearers. This world needs more shifters, more galactic healers. So I'm going to take a break here. My throat just needs a little bit of a rest, but I think that we did a good job of really being able to bring forth this card. And again, speaking from the galactic heart of the universe to yours, if you're tuned in right now, there's a galactic healer inside of each and every single one of us. And with it comes like this wisdom and this magic that courses through from multiple parallel realities, all right here and now. And all you need to be able to tap into it is at least the knowing and the willingness to be able to arrive deeper within the wisdom of your own heart. So creating those practices, practicing your meditation, your journaling, connecting with community, having more of these conversations, and really cultivating a little bit more of that clarity on how it is that you want to continue to show up to serve others. And you can do that through your art, through your conversations, through your space holding, through your dance, through your music, through your storytelling, through your tarot reading, whatever the case may be. So thank you for being the galactic healer. Don't look back, move forward with an open mind. Super beautiful card. Morphic, if that resonated with you, drop some more 1111s. I can see your comments there. Quantum physics, yes, far more elven energies, and to understand our own energetic frequencies and signatures. Very well said. So card number 17, galactic healer. Beautiful card. So take a moment here, just be able to share a little bit of an affirmation based on the teaching of this card, inviting you guys to be able to reflect on this for yourself. I am continuing to deepen my identity as a galactic healer, anchoring in the wisdom and potential of ages beyond just this one, assisted by guides, ancestors, spirit healers of previous dimensions and beyond, to be able to assist me in becoming the galactic healer that I am here to be, and to inspire others to do the same. So something like that. So beautiful card. Morphic, if you want me to send you the image and the write-up for that, just send me a direct message. More than happy to be able to do that as well. So all right, team, we'll take a bit of an intermission here, and thank you again, Morphic, for your contribution on the PayPal there. For anybody who would like to be able to add some fuel to this broadcast and keep things rolling, then go ahead and contribute on PayPal or Patreon, whatever works for you. Again, PayPal, it's a pay what you wish contribution thingamajig. And you can do that through the link in my profile and also the info in this video. And you can do like a $5 contribution, or you can do a little bit more, which pays it forward, and then we'll just keep the readings going for the rest of the broadcast. Or again, encouraging you to be able to check out the Patreon and join on there when it works for you. It doesn't have to be today, but the Patreon is definitely something that we're inviting people to. And again, you can currently see we're currently at 100 supporters on Patreon, working towards 111. Again, that's a monthly contribution to join our community membership. And thank you to our recent supporters, to Andrea, to Jennifer, and to Tara. Thank you guys so much for adding your support on there as well. And yeah, super excited to be able to have more people tune in, especially for those of you on Twitch. If you guys are new on Twitch, welcome. Please go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man. If you guys are tuning in on Twitch right now, if you guys aren't too busy, go ahead and even just kind of like leave a comment in the chat, drop some silly emoticons, leave some gratitude. I'd love to just be able to know who's tuned in right now so that I can begin to become more familiar with your username. So then next time I'll see you, I'll be like, yo, it's one of our regulars. So if you guys want to leave a comment in the chat, thank you so much. Carly, thank you again for being here. Guys, go ahead and follow Cosmic Carly on Twitch if you guys aren't already yet. And yeah, we'll take a bit of an intermission here. Again, we'll keep things going within the readings as we have more people signing up on PayPal or Patreon. And if there's no new readings in the next little bit, that's totally cool. We'll wrap it up for today. Every day is a little bit different. Some days we just have like readings like back to back to back to back to back, and then other days it's a little bit different. So it's whatever it needs to be. Last night we did have a new Patreon sign up and like some nice contributions on PayPal. And again, that was at like 3 a.m. in the morning. Maybe I'll be live again at 3 a.m. in the morning tonight. We'll see, but gotta make sure we're focusing our energy in an intentional way. So beautiful. Awesome. And Carly is going, Carly, do you have your tarot on September 10th? Is that tarot? Is that on that's for the Qigong and then for the tarot. Carly does some Qigong in the morning and then also tarot on an Insight Timer and on Twitch. And or on Twitch and IG and Insight Timer on every platform. Just go follow Carly. She'll tell you where she's broadcasting. So, but again, we also post in our Discord server, and that's where you can find, again, more information about the other conscious creators who are also creating content within our awesome community. So again, if you're a conscious media creator, if you're looking to be able to connect with other conscious media creators, definitely know that our conscious community is here for you. Yo, Refusionist, thanks so much for joining in, dude. We've just been having some fun doing some tarot here. Again, we're just in a bit of an intermission. We'll do some next readings as we have some additional signups on the Patreon or any contributions on the PayPal. I'm actually going to go take a quick intermission and just use the bathroom, and then we'll be back in a bit. And yeah, if we have some new contributions come in, we'll keep the flow going. And again, all the readings that we do here, you guys help make them possible. And they're not just for you, they're for anybody who's tuned in, they're for the collective. So when you contribute on PayPal or Patreon, you may literally like change someone's life. Like you'll help facilitate the reading, you'll help pick a card, and that card will come through. I'll do my best to be able to channel those insights, and then whoever's tuned in may be like, whoa, like that's exactly what I needed to hear today, or that totally resonates with me today. So again, we got a lot of awesome stuff happening here within the community. Morphic, thank you so much for tuning in. Morphic says, I gotta go, but that was awesome as always. Morphic, thank you so much. Send you guys so much love. If you guys want to drop your Instagrams in the YouTube chat, go ahead and do that. I think most people here are already connected with each other. But yeah, always happy to be able to have you guys here. And maybe we'll see you guys around for the circle today. Again, 4 p.m. EDT for the circle today. The discussion topic is what makes your heart sing. So stay tuned for that. That's on our Discord server. Cool. All right. Just keeping an eye on things. We currently got about 1 million people tuned in across Twitch and YouTube. We got 3 people tuned in on Twitch, 4 people on YouTube, and a few people on some other platforms as well. And thank you again to those of you tuned in on any platform. So for anybody who would like to be able to sign up on PayPal or Patreon or update in one way or another, feel free to do that now, and then we'll keep the broadcast going. And yeah, we'll just go with the flow, and whatever works. So let me just copy paste here so that you guys have the information. Beautiful. All right, thank you, Morphic. Appreciate you being here, and thanks for being the cosmic badass that you are, fellow superhero. So, all right, team, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna use the bathroom. We'll be back in a minute. Again, we'll move into our next reading as soon as we have a new contribution. So you guys can help fuel this broadcast, add in a contribution, and yeah, we'll keep going from there. And if we're ready to wrap it up today, that's totally fine. And yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. So Be right back. Quick little intermission. And then after when I'm done this broadcast, we'll find someone to raid on Twitch. So if you guys have any suggestions on who to raid, go ahead and let me know. Carly, love you too. Thank you so much for the love. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Too much coffee, man. Okay. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Still got everybody tuned in. Welcome back. And yeah, sending you guys so much love. Happy Wednesday. So cool. All right, team. Well, beautiful. Hey, LexMix, thank you so much for joining in. Oh, thank you so much for the follow as well. We got a few more people tuned in on Twitch, and you know, when it comes to Twitch, I'm always happy to be able to do some more readings for you guys, even if they're just some quick ones. I definitely want to be able to serve you guys in as best way possible. So for those of you on Twitch, if you guys just joined in, if you guys want to be able to experience a little bit of my style when it comes to tarot, drop an 1111 in the chat if you guys would like to be able to initiate another collective reading for the team. And again, as we do these readings on the broadcast, you guys help power these broadcasts. We're also working towards building the goal on Patreon. If you're a little bit new here, we have a super awesome community of light workers, of conscious media creators. I've been creating conscious media for well over a decade and been facilitating community. I've hosted like 1 million podcasts and broadcasts and meditations and tarots and all sorts of awesome stuff. So if you're looking to be able to connect with the super awesome team of conscious community creators, we do have our Discord, but I would definitely encourage you to check out the Patreon and see if that resonates with you. And yeah, we got some awesome events coming up there. So if you guys want to support on Discord, join the Discord. If you guys want to join on Patreon, join the Patreon, and we'll get right into at least one more reading. And then after this one, if there's more contributions on PayPal or Patreon, we'll keep going from there. And then if we're ready to wrap it up, then we will wrap it up. So LexMix, I'm going to add you, I'm going to send a nice follow there for you as well. So yes, shout out to fellow lightworkers as well. It's awesome that there are like a bunch of lightworkers like on Twitch. Like that's why I'm broadcasting on Twitch. It's like, we must find the other lightworkers who are on Twitch. And I love the fact that there's like an awesome tarot community on Twitch. So Carly, thank you for the for prompting the inspiration to be able to focus more of the collective energy towards Twitch as well. So would you guys like to be able to do at least one more reading? And if so, go ahead and drop an 1111 in the chat. And again, if you guys want to reach out for me for any private readings, you guys are more than welcome to do that as well. And you can send me a direct message on Instagram. And if you guys would like to be able to contribute to help facilitate a reading on air, go ahead and join on the Patreon or sign up with or send a contribution with the PayPal. And again, that's like asking contribution of $5 or pay a little bit more and we'll go a little bit further. So I'll be able to keep going on air for a little bit more. Hey, Carol, thanks for joining in. Thank you again to those of you tuned in. All right, let's see those 11-11s. And we'll get into one more reading at least. And what deck should we use? I'll let you guys decide. Let's choose from I feel like I want to do the Hero's Journey deck again, actually. So let's do the Hero's Journey deck. That way, so if if we're doing one more, maybe it'll just be a short one. So cool. All right, for those of you on Twitch, go ahead, leave some comments down in the chat. Just let me know if you're here, unless you're busy multitasking. I like the fact that, like, literally some people just put Twitch on in the background. It's like, they're like doing dishes and chores and stuff like that. So thank you for bringing me with you on your day. Maybe I'm just like in your, like, you're just like walking around the mall or something like right now listening to the tarot. So if that's the case, then that's the case. But yeah, let's get into another reading, and we'll keep an eye open for any contributions on the PayPal and the Patreon as we go. So if anybody would like to be able to contribute on PayPal, go ahead and do that now, and then the next reading we do will initiate for you. And yeah, we'll just go with the collective flow here and be able to continue to not only do tarot but also build an awesome team. So all right, 11-11's in the chat. If you guys are tuned in and you're ready, just want to be able to make sure that you guys are synced up and ready to go. And again, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to tune in on the YouTube by clicking the link in my profile. So cool. It's pretty quiet in the chat right now, which again is like totally fine. So yeah, Psyche says, Pisces says, definitely doing my chores right now. There we go. Yeah, see, no, I'm glad I can be a part of your guys' like morning routine. So that's what I want to be able to, again, with like the tarot broadcast here. It's pretty chill. It's pretty casual. Just imagine I'm like just like hanging out with you guys. That's honestly what it feels like. I love being able to just kind of bring that energy into the space. All right, let's get right into this next reading, and you guys focus on your chores. Don't worry about leaving the comments in the chat. I know you're there. So all right, let's keep things going. We'll do at least one more reading, and then we have more contributions on PayPal or Patreon. We'll do that. And again, you guys can sign up for the PayPal and Patreon at any point. And thank you again so much for our Patreon supporters. Working towards our next goal of 111. And yeah, if we can get even just one new Patreon sign up today, or one upgrade on Patreon today, then we'll set that as like a mini goal. All right. For those of you in the YouTube chat, for those of you on Twitch, allow yourself to just join in a quick little meditation, and we'll see what message the universe has for us today. So let me just set things up here. Perfect. All right, here we go. So for everybody here, just go ahead and gently join us in a quick little meditation. We'll collectively set the intention, show us what we need to see. For everybody here, if you're tuned in, this message is for you. So quick little meditation. When you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. Allow yourself to connect with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales, soft, gentle exhales. Breathing here, arriving into a space of gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, for the present moment, the space, and the messages we are here to receive. From this space of gratitude for everybody, just collectively focusing on that intention, show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see, we being the individual, the collective, the team. And as we focus in on this intention, allow yourself to speak with your heart, speak with your mind, speak with your words, speak with your soul. And just continuing to put that intention out into the grid as we connect with the stars to be able to bring forth this message for the collective. For everybody here, when you're ready, keep that intention in your heart and gently open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. And you guys can type your wizard noises into the chat. And I'll charge the deck and we'll split the card here together as a team. So here we go. The magic is ripe within the air. Each and every single day is an opportunity for us to care how this story is unfolding here within this dream. Because each and every single day, things are not always what they seem. Because there are those within your life who will benefit from your love. And yet there is one person that you should not forget from the wisdom that you hold above. For it is the one that you see in the mirror who will help you transform the most. And so let us split this deck and reveal this card to be able to see which way we shall go. Pwah, pwah, pwah. Ching, 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 ching. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a pretty cool card. I like the name of this one. So, all right. For everybody here, thank you so much for joining in. My name is Brendan, aka Mystic Spider-Man. Welcome to Mystic Spider-Man Tarot. And the card that we have pulled for anybody who's tuned in right now, and again, this may be our last reading for today, but we'll keep an eye open for any contributions on PayPal and Patreon as we go. This reading with the card that we have pulled is card number 25. Whale of a Time. Your charge is to enlarge. Oh, that's an interesting phrase. Number 25, Whale of a Time. Your charge is to enlarge. So let's dive a little bit deeper and see more of what this card holds. Visual explanation of this image. Just looking at it here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's kind of like almost like this group of kind of like angelic beings way down here at the bottom, and there's a beautiful light kind of coming down from a higher plane, and almost looks kind of like a crystal cave. Almost like kind of like inside a cathedral, and these beautiful whites and blues. Again, I'm just explaining it literally, just what's on the card. So for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and join in on YouTube to be able to see from the primary camera and to be able to join the YouTube chat there. So we're gonna read the card here, then we'll dive a little bit deeper. Thank you again, everyone, for joining in. Again, this may be our last reading for today. But as we have any new contributions on PayPal or Patreon, we'll keep things rolling. So if you guys want to help fuel this broadcast with more readings for the team, go ahead and sign up for the PayPal and Patreon. And thank you guys so much again for tuning in and for adding your attention and energy and focus in all forms. So if you're here, this message is for you. Drop any 1111s in the comments as this message, if this message resonates with your soul. Card number 25, Whale of a Time. Your charge is to enlarge. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Joseph Campbell. Message. Most people think of the belly of the whale stage of the hero's journey as a dark night of the soul, but it doesn't have to be. The key to finding joy in your connection with the whale aspect, whether you are in its belly or outside admiring it, is twofold. You have the ability to go with the flow and the potential to own your power. When you contemplate the nature of this loving ancient being we call whale, envision swimming with it and receiving its wisdom and love, you are reminded that you are sovereign, wild, and free. The whale is here to remind you that whenever you find yourself in a challenging circumstance, your charge is to enlarge. Yo, what's up, Robert? Thanks for joining in. Your mandate is to become a heart space so large that all the world can fit within it. Example, all parts of you and all parts of humanity with nothing left out. In the belly of the whale, you're reminded to stop resisting and instead open and allow the diversity of life and the entire ocean of emotion of all sentient beings to be celebrated and loved. Very, very, very powerful message here. Dream symbol, whales and sea creatures. So every card here comes with a dream symbol as well. Dreams of whales or other sea creatures, fish, dolphins, whales, mermaids, etc., signify that you are connecting with your own multidimensional wisdom, intelligence, and healing. Whales are magnificent creatures thought to be more enlightened species than humans, and they rely upon sonar to communicate. This dream may be suggesting that you are becoming a more telepathic, advanced version of yourself. Mantra. As I embrace my inner whale, I feel my heart grow as big and deep as the ocean. All right, let's dive a little bit deeper into this whale of a tale. So this is a cool card. This one's a little bit different. So again, for anybody tuned in right now, thank you guys so much for being here. For those of you on Instagram and TikTok, feel free to join in with the rest of the team on YouTube. Click the link in my profile to find the YouTube link. And I'll just kind of practice riffing on this for a little bit longer. Again, this may be our last reading for today, But for anybody who wants to keep the broadcast going, go ahead and sign up on PayPal or Patreon with your contributions there, and then we'll continue to do more readings for the team. So thank you guys so much. All right. So the metaphor of the whale. This is a very, very interesting card. And again, the message here is really be able to open ourselves up to an understanding that we can hold more than we once thought. That we have the capacity to fill ourselves up. To fill ourselves up with the entirety of the collective story. And it's understandable that there will be times where we just want to be able to just focus on like one small aspect of our personal story, one small aspect of our reality. You know, sometimes we're just a little fish and we're just like picking away and just like, I'm just going to deal with this. I'm just going to deal with this. I'm just going to deal with this. Just little tiny nibbles here and there. And that's totally fine, because at some point in your life, that will be what is going to help you kind of move from one story to the next, from one chapter to the next. But there will be other points within your life where as you begin to enlarge your capacity, you're enlarging your capacity and kind of your energetic bandwidth to be able to carry with you more of the story of the collective, more of not just the story, but also the journey that the story is unfolding into. And that journey is, again, one of healing, one of inspiration, one of being able to activate the heart space. So with this card is being able to not only become the whale, but to be able to see the whale as a metaphor for becoming this expansive being with a heart as big as the ocean, with a heart that is a hologram of the ocean. The whale is the hologram of the ocean, just as you are a hologram for your reality. And so when you begin to understand this, it's not just about choosing to carry the entire story within your being, but it's understanding that you have that capacity naturally. That is already who you are. And so for those of you who are healers and empaths, and again, you know, even going back to the previous card, the Galactic Healer, this is very much what this is kind of leading into. The Galactic Healer, again, you know, it's like healing, again, these individual moments is a big part of our journey. But in the process of doing that, we're also beginning to open ourselves to really bring in more of that collective story. And when we allow ourselves to heal the individual aspects of both our personal life and being able to help others that we know, we understand that when we focus on those small parts, they're actually holograms for the bigger part, for the bigger vision, for the bigger healing that is taking place. So in the belly of the whale, you are reminded to stop resisting and instead open and allow the diversity of life and the entire ocean of emotion of all sentient beings to be celebrated and loved. And so within this, you know, it's a great opportunity for us to really be able to kind of pay attention to like, what is it that we're ingesting? What is it that we're bringing into our belly right now? And this can be a powerful reminder, because sometimes what we're bringing into our belly may not actually be like what's serving us the most. You know, we may actually be unconsciously selective of what it is that we're bringing into our whale belly, so to speak. And so if that's the case, you know, we actually may just be kind of focusing on bringing in what is being fed to us. And if what we're being fed to us is kind of like this like negative top-down fear-based perspective, how well is that going to be able to sit within our belly? You know, further metaphors there, that might even make you upset. That might even make you sick to your stomach, so to speak. But instead, even though you may already be ingesting a bit of that fear and a bit of that, you know, just like doubt and just turmoil and all the crazy stuff that's happening in the world right now, make sure that you're also bringing in those other aspects of the story into your belly. Bring in the parts of bring in the story of the optimism. Bring in the pieces of the story that are reminding you of the hope, that are reminding you of the light, that are reminding you of the compassion, that are reminding you of the joy. You can still hold that perspective to be able to say, you know what, this world is pretty crazy. Like, this world is pretty chaotic right now. But use that chaos to be able to remind you even more so the importance of being also to be able to bring in that balance of focusing on the joy and the optimism and the gratitude and the compassion and the creativity. Like, honestly, even for myself, you know, like there was a time not too long ago where I was just kind of like feeling, as we all are, a lot of like this crazy dread that's kind of like going on in the world. We're like, man, this world is like really freaking heavy. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? The fact that it's so heavy is also a reminder of how important it is to be able to create spaces such as this one, where we are focusing on being able to cultivate more of that positivity, not in a way that's distracting us, but actually in a way that's empowering us to be able to kind of like be in those circumstances and those environments where things can be a little bit more, kind of less pleasant, so to speak. So the fact that, there is kind of like this really crappy aspect of what's happening in the world right now is actually propelling us to be able to act out of necessity, to be able to say equally as much, it's important for us to be able to create those spaces and those opportunities and those moments within our personal life and within the community as well, where we are cultivating and bringing in and bringing forth more of that joy, more of the things that are going to fill our cup in an inspiring way, more of the things that are going to nurture our heart, that are going to heal our soul, and that are going to propel us into being able to really see the bigger visions of the future. And in the process of doing that, can you celebrate it all? You don't have to like celebrate it quite in the literal sense, but can you hold that perspective that, again, what is happening on this earth right now is the dance of the yin and the yang. And in the process of doing that, you can just be like, man, this life is really crazy right now, but hold that vision in the future to be able to see that it's also, again, helping birth something beautiful. It's forcing us into a place of necessity where now all the things that we have cultivated over the years, the skill sets, these abilities, the calling, we're bringing them into action. It's something that allows us to really serve in a very meaningful way. People need what you have to offer them right now. People need that positivity and that reminder and that optimism and that hope. And again, for the community that we've created here, for the shifters, each and every single one of you, what I've created this community for is for me to be able to help assist you in training and developing that confidence for you to step into more of your ability to be a beacon of hope. And you're doing it. Honestly, for each and every single one of you, you're doing it. Pisces, Robert, Jessica, for those of you tuned in right now, Carly, for any of our leading members and anybody who's tuned in right now, you're doing it. Each and every single one of you is a beacon of hope, and the world needs more of that. And we become a beacon of hope, not just because we're ignoring the crappy things that are happening within our life, but because we're understanding the necessity for us to be the polar side of that, to be the yang to the yin, to be able to be the light in the darkness. So very, very powerful card. And I'll just kind of riff on this for another minute, and then we'll get close to wrapping up because I'm just going to save my voice here. And again, if anybody wants to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, please go ahead, do that right away. And then we'll move right into our next reading, and we'll keep things going here for the broadcast. But yes, super powerful card to really remind ourselves that we can hold the entirety of the story. We don't have to constantly just hold the beautiful lightness within our heart. You can hold the crappy stuff within inside of you, and to balance it out and to hold it in a way that actually inspires you to bring more focus and collective intention towards being able to bring more of that beautiful, transformational, healing, and inspiring energy that you have inside of you into this world. So you are the whale, and with that, again, diving deeper into the oceans of our emotions, and tapping into the collective emotions of everyone, and to feel those emotions in a way that's relative to you, that yes, can be a little bit daunting and overwhelming, but at the same time, with it comes a calling. You identify what's happening in the world as a problem, so that you can be able to bring forth the solution, the solution. So continue to tap more into your heart. Continue to bring in more of that awareness into again, the what you carry in your belly. What you carry in your belly is just basically what you carry in your consciousness. If you're thinking about it that way, that's where the whale metaphor comes into place. And again, really just to be able to, what it says here, when you contemplate the nature of this loving ancient being we call whale, envision swimming with it, receiving its wisdom and love. You are reminded that you are a sovereign, wild, and free. So allow yourself to be as free as the whale in the ocean, and allow yourself to really carry all that you wish to carry within your belly. And some days that may be, just like a good balance of yin and yang. Some days it may be more yin, some days it may be more yang. But either way, you have the capacity to carry both, and use the darkness of what is inside of you to propel you to shine your light even brighter. The awareness of the darkness that is not just inside of you, but is inside the collective. So open and allow the diversity of life and the entire ocean of emotion of all sentient beings to be celebrated and loved. Shout out to all the whales out there. You guys are the most adorable, beautiful, transformational whales I've ever known. So thank you for carrying what you carry, and thank you for bringing, again, more of your light into this world. And I just imagine like the whale when it like bursts like it's like blowhole. Just imagine that being like a beam of light shooting up, like that's you, like sending your light out into the world. Jessica, thanks again for joining in. Have an awesome rest of your day, and thank you so much for being a part of our team here. Hey, Kelly, dropping in the whale emoticons. Kelly, you're just in time here, having some whale magic as we're hanging out here. So, all right, if that resonated with you guys, go ahead, drop some 1111s in the chat, and let us know. Drop a little affirmation there based on the teaching of what the whale card meant to you. That card was a little bit different, man. Not gonna lie. So, I'll just take a moment here to be able to reflect on an affirmation. You guys can share an affirmation. So, I'm continuing to understand that I can carry the entire story within my being, to carry both the light and the darkness, and to honor the spectrum of emotions happening within this world, to further motivate me towards my mission of bringing more of the intentional light and positivity and hope and optimism into the work that I share, to bring back into the ocean and onto the land where the humans are figuring stuff out. So, more or less, something like that. So, card number 25, whale of a time. Your charge is to enlarge. So become as big as you're capable of being, in a sense that you can hold more than what you may have known. And with that, you also carry with you the solutions. So, beautiful card there. Go ahead and leave those 1111s if that resonates with you. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Thank you so much. Hey, Jedi, thank you so much for joining in. Again, we'll keep things going here. If you guys would like to be able to continue the broadcast, go ahead and contribute on PayPal or Patreon. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, if you follow the instructions up here, again, if you contribute on PayPal, the link for that is in my profile, and that's where you can join in and have an on-air reading with you helping facilitate it. And again, the readings that we do, the readings for the collective as well. So you guys contribute on PayPal, and it brings an entire reading into the space for the entire team. And again, we definitely encourage you guys to check out the Patreon. So right now we're just in a little intermission. So that will either be the end of the broadcast, or if we do have another Patreon or PayPal sign up in the next little bit, then we'll keep things going. Either way, we've been broadcasting for about 2 hours, so it's totally cool. And we've done quite a few broadcasts today, quite a few readings today, and definitely shared some powerful inspiration. So thank you guys again for joining in. Reminder that when you join on the Patreon, if you guys join at the $11 level, you get access to the leading member perks, which include our upcoming events, including our dream class this Saturday that Lacey and I are hosting, which is super awesome. And the newer offer at the $33 level, that's where you guys can also get one of the beautiful Light Guardian crystals. And again, when you sign up at the $33 level, that also gives you access to monthly one-on-one video sessions with me for either conscious media coaching or one-on-one tarot. And again, the value there, it's like super awesome, because like the tarot in itself is like worth like just like $30 alone. And then you also get the Light Guardian crystal. So you're getting a lot of value there. So that's the best value. So if you guys are thinking of upgrading to the 33 on Patreon, go ahead and do that when it works for you. And you can do that before the end of the month. And again, you can also get one of the beautiful Light Guardian crystals, and just ask that you pay shipping there. And you can also get the Lumerian Light Guardian crystals if you want to contribute at the higher levels. So there's like the regular quartz, and then there's the Lumerian ones, which are more the high tier ones. So thank you again to our Patreon supporters, to our PayPal contributors. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll just hang out here for the next little bit. So if anybody would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, go ahead and do that. And we'll keep things rolling, and we'll give it a little bit of time. And if we're ready to be able to wrap it up otherwise, that's totally fine with me. And we'll be back here again for more broadcasts Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT. And again, feel free to check out we did some upgrades on the Patreon. So if you haven't, even if you've signed up for the Patreon in the past and you want to kind of scope it out again, go ahead, check it out, because there's just like a little bit extra on there right now. And if, like I said, if you guys want to either just like sign up, upgrade, check it out, do what works for you. And thank you again so much for being a part of this community. So this is more than just tarot. This is a way for us to build the team. So if you're here to be able to help change the world, if you're a conscious media creator and you're looking to connect with other conscious media creators, then definitely join into our Discord, join into our Patreon, and get involved. And again, sign up for the Patreon as a way where it's like I want you guys to get excited about signing up for the Patreon in the same way as if you like bought yourself like a cool crystal at a crystal store or something like that. Like, you know that feeling? Hey, Demetria, thanks for tuning in. You guys know that feeling when you like go out shopping and you buy yourself something really cool and you're just like, oh, this is exciting. It like releases dopamine. When you guys sign up for the Patreon, I want it to be like that. I want it to be in a way where you're like, yes, I'm excited about this. So If you guys are excited about signing up for the Patreon, this is an awesome opportunity to do it. Again, we're right in between a little bit of an intermission with our readings. We've been going for 2 hours now, and I'd love to be able to get one new sign up onto the Patreon today. And if you guys would like to be able to contribute onto the PayPal, the contribution link is in my profile for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, or in the info for this video for those of you on TikTok, or for those of you on YouTube and Twitch. And again, go ahead and sign up there at the $11 level. But again, the $33 level is definitely the best value, which again includes a monthly one-on-one session with me for coaching or for tarot, and also one of the Light Guardian crystals. So if you guys are like, man, I was going to get one of the Light Guardian crystals anyway, then go ahead and sign up for the tarot, for the Patreon at the $33 level, and add your contribution there, and you can get one of the Light Guardian crystals, and I just ask that you pay shipping there. So that's like super like ridiculous value there. But again, with the Patreon, part of my goal is literally to reach 200 on Patreon. We're currently at 100. And with that, my goal is to literally be able to reach 200 on Patreon before the baby arrives. So me hustling right now, like this is like me bringing like dad energy. This is me like going to work for my child, right? Like this is me just really like bringing in this energy for not just the community, but for Lacey, for our child on the way, for the futures that we are creating. So when you guys support on the PayPal and the Patreon, you're not just supporting me, you're helping support Lacey, and I super appreciate the support that you guys contribute in all forms. So let's hang out here for the next little bit. If somebody is dad energy strong, thanks. Yeah, dad energy. So if you guys are feeling the call to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, go ahead and do that. I'm okay with keeping this broadcast going. You guys power this broadcast. Again, we've been going for 2 hours. If I need to take a break, I'll let you guys know. And like I said, I'd love to be able to have any new Patreon signups as we go. And the Patreon contributions only process on the 1st of each month. So if you sign up for Patreon today, it doesn't even cost you anything. You won't get charged until like the end of the month, which is October 1st. So Demetra, thank you so much for tuning in. Love being able to have your energy here as well. And yeah, I got lots of awesome stuff coming up. So again, Patreon supporters, reminder, we got our dream class coming up this Saturday that Lacey and I are hosting. So super, super excited for what it is that we're creating there. Demetra, thank you so much. Demetra is going to send a contribution. Demetra, if you're contributing on PayPal, thank you. If you want to just be able to decide if the Patreon works for you, that's totally fine as well. Because I know you're the kind of, we've been talking about, you're a leading member in my books though, Demetria, because you're just kind of like contributing when it works. And sometimes for some creators, if you're just like, hey, I'm not 100% sure on when the funds are going to always be there, reach out to me. If you prefer not to sign up for the Patreon, but you still want to be involved as a leading member, and you just like slide me over like a little bit here and there, that's okay. Like it's not necessarily about the Patreon. It's more about like the energetic investment for yourself. And so reach out to me if you're just like, yeah, I'm not really sure about the Patreon, but here's $20 every 2 months or something like that. That's totally fine with me. And again, and there's lots of perks there where we can help you get involved with the community and help you support the content that you're creating and sharing as well. Johnny, thank you so much. Total dad energy from one dad to another. Thank you, Johnny. That means a lot. Thank you, Robert. Guys, go connect with Robert. Johnny Bloom lives on YouTube as well. They do some tarot readings, and I'll be doing some upgrades on the Discord in the next few days. Literally today, like once we're done this, I'm going to be doing that just to kind of like refine the Discord a little bit more and streamline it a little bit more for our fellow conscious creators with the broadcasts they're sharing. But yeah, I definitely want to be able to use the Discord to be able to help the other creators a little bit more with sharing their broadcasts, which is what we've already been doing. But I just want to go back and just kind of like meditate on a bit more and see what else I can do to improve it. So I think we got Demetria is going to be contributing on I think PayPal, possibly Patreon, one or the other. So stick around. We got some more readings coming your way. Jedi Metatron, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate having you here. For those of you on TikTok, go ahead and tune in on YouTube at any point, and that's where you can join in with the rest of the team there. And we got one person tuned in on Twitch, right? Man, we had 8 people tuned in on Twitch earlier today. Freaking blew my mind, man. That's like the most we've had on Twitch ever. I love being able to broadcast on Twitch because there's like new people discovering us on Twitch. So that's why I broadcast on Twitch. So honestly, for those of you who are tarot readers, I would encourage you guys to get on Twitch, and we can talk more about this. I can help you guys set it up because there's the tarot category within Twitch, and if you're broadcasting there using multi-stream, using Restream, I can show you guys how I got my setup. It's a cool way for more people to be able to stumble upon you. I'm actually going to check out and see who else is broadcasting right now on Twitch. I'm going to go check that out, and I'll do a raid once we're done here. So All right, stand by, everyone. As far as I understand, I think Demetria is contributing, so we'll just give it an extra couple moments. Demetria may be joining on the Patreon. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, we got some more readings coming your way, so I'll just kind of chill out and rest my throat chakra for a little bit. For those of you on Twitch, thank you guys so much for joining in. We're just in between readings right now. We're just checking out who else is broadcasting on tarot right now. Granny Savage is broadcasting. I'm gonna follow them. And Ali Cardinali is broadcasting. There's so many really cool tarot broadcasters on Twitch. Like I'm just getting into it in a lot of cases. So I'm gonna subscribe to Granny Savage. I love that name, Granny Savage. Dude, that's awesome. So beautiful. Awesome. Very cool, very cool. I'm gonna give Granny Savage a quick follow there. I wonder if that pops up. I'll probably at the end of this, I'll probably give her might do a raid there as well. So all right. All right, thank you again for those of you tuned in. Awesome. Demetria, thank you so much for your contribution on PayPal. Demetria, do you want to jump over to YouTube? The camera on YouTube is the primary camera there. And then we'll keep things going. So we got at least 2 more readings for you guys today as we dive a little bit deeper. And thank you, Demetria, for fueling this broadcast and bringing more wisdom and inspiration into the community. So let's keep things going here. For those of you on Twitch, for those of you on YouTube, stick around. We got more readings coming your way. And yeah, let's give a nice welcome and thank you to Demetria, who contributed on the PayPal there as well. So thank you again, Demetria. And we'll definitely do plugs for our fellow creators that we got here as well. So Demetria is hopping over to the YouTube. So let's take an extra moment here just to be able to get things set up. And there's Demetria. Welcome, Demetria. And let me just click a couple buttons here. We're just gonna bring things into order. And perfect. So we'll keep things going. I'll go at least until 2, and then we'll get things close to being wrapped up. And or if there's still like more contributions coming in, then we'll keep going here. So okay, all right, Demetria, let's start off by picking which deck you would like to be able to choose from. And if you guys aren't following Demetria yet, let me just do a quick little plug for Demetria. I'll post Demetria's Instagram into the chats real quick. So Demetria, appreciate you being here. Demetria has a lot of awesome stuff to be able to offer. If you're looking at developing your psychic abilities, connect with Demetria. And there we go. Awesome. Mr. Jays, thank you so much for following from Granny's Tarot. Granny Savage, super excited to be able to connect with more awesome tarot readers. So Demetria, who just contributed on the PayPal, let's get right into your reading. But again, every reading we do here is for the collective as well. So you guys can go ahead, follow Demetria, give them a follow. And Demetria, go ahead and let us know what deck you would like to be able to use. You can choose from the Hero's Journey deck, Sacred Spirit, Ananda Tarot, which is like the traditional tarot, or the Lightworker Oracle deck. So yeah, so it is a mix between the like tarot and oracle decks. And yeah, we got a lot of awesome decks to be able to choose from here. And thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Thank you to Mr. J's Tarot as well. Mr. J, I'll give you a follow back there. Love being able to connect to other tarot broadcasters as well. So Mr. J's, that's awesome. I'm going to check out your profile a little bit later once I'm done this broadcast as well. So I'll give you that follow back there. All right, let's keep things rolling here. Demetria is going to decide what deck we are going to use. Again, for those of you who may be new, my name's Brendan, also known as Mystic Spider-Man. I've been creating conscious media for like a million years, and super excited to be able to have you guys here. And if you're looking to be able to connect with a community of conscious media creators, definitely stick around. We've got a Discord server, we've got a Patreon, we've got exclusive circles and community support, all for you. So again, if you're interested in checking out the Patreon, go ahead and check it out, especially if you're new at some point, and take a look and see if that resonates with you. And yeah, let's dive into this reading. So we're gonna do the Sacred Spirit. Yeah, look at the cover of that. It's like magical deer. Man, I saw a video on TikTok the other day, and it like actually looked like that deer. So Jedi Metatron, the link for my Patreon is in my profile. So following the instructions up here, live for join my Patreon, links in my profile. So if you want to click that, go ahead and do that. Check it out, read it, and see which one resonates with you. Again, the $33 level on that is the best offer. If that works for you, I know it's not everyone's budget, but yeah, definitely helps in all forms. And let's get into this next reading. So Demetria, thank you so much. For everybody here, this reading is for you. Demetria, what we're going to do, you've seen this before. We'll do a quick little meditation, and we'll pull the card at your intuitive prompt. So let's keep things rolling here. And thank you again to those of you tuned in on all platforms. So, wow, Demetria says, I did a journey yesterday and a deer was my guide. There we go. So, hey, Carlidi, thank you so much for joining in. And again, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and join in on YouTube when you guys are ready. And Demetria, confirm that you're ready. And yeah, let's dive in a little bit deeper here. So, all right, perfect. And yeah, Jedi Metatron, if you're signing up for the Patreon today, we can definitely do some readings on air for you. And if you want to wait a little bit, that's totally fine too. And thank you again for reaching out and asking about that. Appreciate it. All right. Demetria, thank you so much. Assuming you're ready, there's a bit of a delay on the chat. Let's get into this next reading. So for everybody here, when you're ready, go ahead and gently close your eyes and join us in this little meditation as we collectively project our intention. And the intention is show us what we need to see. So just confirming Demetria is ready. Here we go. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. Allow yourself to connect with your breath as you breathe here. Maybe this is like the first meaningful, intentional breath of the day. Just give yourself an extra moment. Just soft, gentle inhale. A nice, gentle exhale, a bit of a sigh. Maybe with a soft smile on your face, just bringing yourself into your heart place and just being in this space of gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, for this community, for this space, for the messages we are here to receive. From the space of gratitude for Demetria and for everybody, collectively focusing our intention, show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see. Focusing on that intention for the individual, the collective, and the team. For Demetria and for everybody here, speak that intention with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul. Demetria, focusing on this intention, take a few more breaths, listening to your intuition. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and type now into the chat. And at that point, we will split the deck at your intuitive cue. For everybody else, focusing on this intention, gently open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you, and you guys can type your wizard noises into the chat, and we'll charge up the deck. Here we go. And just like the magical deer running through these woods, we will allow ourselves to see the many ways in which we can go upon this magical path for us to truly play. For we realize that the deer is no less magical than the trees that we are. And as Demetria types now into the chat, choo, 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 we shall pull forth the wisdom of these cosmic stars. Pwah, 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 pwah. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Demetria. Thank you again, everyone. Oh yeah, this it's funny, just like I'm like, oh, of course we pulled this card for Demetria. This definitely feels like a relative card. So for everybody here, if you're tuned in, this message is for you, this card is for you, this collective team reading. The card that we have pulled is card number 24, light codes. Travel awaits you. Card number 24, light codes. Travel awaits you. So we're just going to open up the deck here again. The way how we do this, I'll read from the book. We'll explain the card visually, and then we'll channel in some additional insight and information. And I say it's interesting that with with Demetria, because I know Demetria is again very into the channeling practice as well. So let's take a look at this image here again. As we do this, we'll keep an eye open for any new Patreon or contributions on PayPal. So if you guys want to be able to do that as you're listening to this reading, go ahead. And as we do this, go ahead and drop any 1111s in the chat if anything that we say resonates with you. Thank you to those of you tuned in on Twitch. Welcome, especially if you're new. So visually explain this card. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, now is when you want to join in on YouTube so you can see the primary camera. Click the link in my profile for the YouTube link. So here we go. Card number 24, light codes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful imagery here again by our friend Lewis. Lewis Dyer created the artwork here. Just explaining it literally, this beautiful kind of like higher dimensional purple being with an activated brow chakra, The third eye illuminated there, this beautiful ripple of cosmic light just emanating off of them. And yeah, there's a beautiful kind of like bluish purpley skin with kind of like this like cosmic code, almost like a techno vibe kind of running through them into the background. And also hard to see here, but there's kind of like this activated throat chakra. There's kind of like this like wing orb at the center of their throat that's illuminating this light source. So again, just explaining the literal visual interpretation here. I'm just making sure there's nothing I missed here. Super beautiful card. All right, so let's dive a little bit deeper. Demetria, for anybody here, if this resonates with you, drop those 1111s in the chat. And again, I'm going to read from the book, and then we're going to go a little bit deeper and just continue to channel this inspiration and insight. If anything we say resonates with you, drop some 1111s in the chat. Here we go. Card number 24, Light Codes. Travel awaits you. Share your mission and ideas with passion. Light codes are language written in creation. Energy patterns. Colors, sacred geometries, sound waves, light patterns, and universal frequencies are all forms of light codes. Working with light codes initiates deep transformation and transmutation, breaking old belief patterns, paradigms, and autocratic systems. Light language is a universal form of communication. While human beings use speech, sign language, and body language, other forms of communication are visible across different species. Animals and plants use their own language through sounds and scents. Light codes are the human being's cosmic fingerprints. Light codes helps to bring change into the world. When individuals are aligned with their personal light codes, they can connect to higher realms and galactic origins and awaken others. Lighting up others enables them to fulfill their own life mission and personal path. Connecting to higher states of consciousness can access the realm of light language. Discovering new symbols, incorporating tones and gestures through meditation are recommended to access your inner knowing, higher self, and personal connection to spirit and celestial realms for insight, personal power, balance, and well-being. Right now, you are on a mission. Humanitarian efforts, becoming Earth conscious, and choosing how to contribute to humanity and the planet is a focus. A change in dietary habits, incorporating a more meat-free approach to your body, will leave you feeling lighter and proactive about your physical contribution. Like Leonardo da Vinci, revolutionizing outdated processes, innovative ideas, and creative pursuits are of interest now. Use your special talents and share your passion to inspire others to awaken to their personal gifts and passions with purpose. If you are a light language channel, be sure to ground yourself accordingly after each transmission. Shadow aspects: headstrong, over-imaginative, opinionated. Sacred crystal: Lemurian seed crystal. Oh, there we go. That's what we got. Angel assistance: guardian angel Naniel. Spiritual communication: sacred knowledge. Affirmation: I awaken the dormant light within me. I am radiant. Beautiful, beautiful card here. So let's take a moment to be able to set things up, and we'll dive a little bit deeper into some inspiration. So again, if anything we say resonates with you here, drop some 1111s in the chat, or you guys just feel free to just kind of like chat amongst yourself here. And again, for those of you on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and click the link in my profile so that you guys can join in with the rest of the team on YouTube here. So thank you again, Demetria, for helping us facilitate this card, and let's chat a little bit more about this and share some inspiration. I'll share my light codes to you. So this is a really, really beautiful card, and I think for a lot of us, this is a card that's becoming more and more relevant. You know, I think back on maybe like even just like 5 years ago, if you were to tell people, it'd be like, do you know what light codes are? Like most people would be like, no, I have no freaking idea what you're talking about. I have that concept doesn't even comprehend to me. But now when you talk about light codes, what we're talking about here, again, it's being able to really connect with the primordial language of the soul. This idea that, you know, you look at this reality, and this reality communicates to itself through something that's underneath the surface. something that is a language of symbols. And so light language is the language that, in a very literal way, is like a combination of like patterns and like almost like hieroglyphic codes. Like you can actually see these exist. Like I've seen light language. Like other Lacey has dreamt of light language. You guys have probably heard of light language. Light language is almost like the roots of every form of communication that comes beyond it, but it is a combination of like literal archaic primordial symbols, but also sound, also vibration, also frequency, where each like symbol in itself carries with it like a hologram of a much bigger idea. So within this is really being able to understand that, you know, beyond the language of the spoken word, there is a deeper language within within each and every single one of our hearts. And as conscious creators and leaders and community facilitators, what we are doing is really being able to tap into more of how to be able to bring this language out into the world, of how to be able to communicate this in a way that will speak from our heart to others. So even right now, you know, as I'm talking to you, you guys are hearing me in the language of English, the spoken language that you've probably grown up hearing for most of your life, for the most case. Some of you know multiple languages. But even though I am speaking in English, there is also the primordial base of what that language is actually built upon. And that language is actually built upon light language. It is actually built upon the intention of our heart, the intention of our voice, the intention of our intention. So when we allow ourselves to become more aware of the light codes and the light language that we are communicating in each and every single moment, we use it as a way to be able to speak from heart to heart. The heart communicates to other hearts through frequency, through vibration, through sound resonance, through emotion. And so with this card, it's really inviting us to be able to tap into our cosmic antenna that is really just opening up to a much bigger broadcast of cosmic wisdom that is available to us in any given moment, of being able to tap into more of our ancestral celestial realms, of our personal connection with spirit, celestial realms for insight, personal power, balance, and well-being, the higher self. So when you think about the idea of going into meditation, you know, when you do that, you can allow yourself to be able to receive wisdom through the portal of the heart. That wisdom may not always come into you through the immediate literal language of English, but it may come into you through an intuitive knowing, through an intuitive sensation, through an intuitive feeling. And that feeling in itself is, again, something that is created through the foundation of light. Light is the carrier frequency. Light is the transmission signal through which all else is carried upon. And so again, this is a conversation that really just invites us to begin to open up more of our imagination, more of being able to understand what it means to be a better antenna for this cosmic consciousness, for this cosmic wisdom. Because rather than just thinking that all the wisdom that we have to share is purely local to our own brain and anything that we've read in a book and seen on TV and learned in school, instead, when we begin to understand that this process of connecting with light codes and light language is a process of really being able to open our heart and our mind to understanding what it means to be a cosmic antenna. And in the process of doing that, that's where the wisdom can really come through in those moments where you're just like, I'm feeling called to say this. I'm feeling called to do this. I'm not necessarily thinking so much about what needs to be said, but rather I'm feeling what is moving through me. And so with this card is a lot to do with being able to tap into the deeper levels of our emotional feelings. When you connect with your emotions, you're also being able to develop and attune your ability to connect with the light codes, with the light language. And again, to be able to bring that forth in a way where you're communicating it to serve others. It's coming through your conversations. It's coming through your art. It's coming through your events. It's coming through your facilitation. It's coming through however it is that you're bringing it out into this world. And so even though you may be saying one thing, that thing in itself is encoded with something much deeper, something much more potent, something that in itself has like this resonance that carries with it a purity and the frequency of like this highest love. So when you allow yourself to understand how powerful your words are, again, seeing like the opening of the throat chakra activation, you understand that you're not just saying these words in English, you're actually speaking on an emotional frequency that carries with it the transmission of love and light, literally, which again are these like incredibly beautiful things. We talk about love and light, and it sounds like it's just like this cliche thing, but we really need to be able to reflect more on the conversations of what love and light really are, because again, they're like the data. Like love in itself is like the stream, and light is again kind of like this like this bigger cosmic ocean, so to speak. And so or maybe it's the other way around, I don't know, it's something to really kind of begin to ponder on. But we are in this ocean of energy, and when we allow ourselves to do that, we can really begin to tap into more of the signals that are all around us, and begin to tap into the signals that are coming through us, not just for us but for others. When you feel yourself being called to create something, especially for again for our team of conscious media creators here within the Paradigm Shift Central community, again, you know, we facilitate this team of conscious media creators and we support you guys. A big thing that I'm always again kind of reiterating is to be able to help develop our abilities to become better channels for this creative flow, for this creative consciousness. Because a lot of times people, they struggle with expressing themselves because they have all of this kind of light language and information coming through them, but they don't have the channel to express it. So one of the things that this card's reiterating, and then we'll get close to wrapping this card up in a bit, because I just want to be able to conserve my own energy with my throat chakra, is to be able to check in with what is our vessel like? What is our vessel like in terms of being a good radar dish, in terms of being a good broadcast station, in terms of being a good signal carrier? And so this is where literally when we take care of our body, it actually allows us to be better transmitters for the light codes and the light language. When we are carrying with us, you know, like heavy, stagnant energy, be that physically or emotionally, be that food even, it kind of jars up the signal. So instead, when we begin to really focus on just kind of removing the gunk from our stream, it allows the current to be able to flow more fluidly. And then in the process, that comes through our day-to-day life as inspiration. It comes through an intuitive calling. It comes through the art that we're creating. It comes through the conversations we're having. So with this card, it's really inviting us to really be able to reflect, how can I become a better signal and a transmitter and a receiver for light codes? And to really be able to connect with those light codes as being like the light codes that carry with it the highest intention to be able to help assist with the collective shift in consciousness. If you carry that intention with inside of you and you're just like, that's my mission is to become the best radar tower broadcast station that I can. And how do you do that? By taking care of yourself, by taking care of your emotional needs, your physical needs, your spiritual needs, your intellectual needs, by acknowledging your needs, by paying attention to your diet, by paying attention to the food that you bring into your body and your vessel. Literally, when you're eating better, it allows you to energetically just have this much clearer practice of allowing the energy to move through you. And when that energy can move through you, it can also express itself more clearly. I mean, you guys can even use me as an example right now. Like right now, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm not like thinking about every single thing I'm saying. I'm feeling the moments arise into this present moment, and I'm trusting the process that what will come out right now is the highest intention. And when we allow ourselves to do that, you know, you can use me as an example. This is me communicating light codes. These entire broadcasts is nothing but light codes in the form of tarot readings and tarot broadcasts in the human language of English. But beneath that service, it's the intention. Beneath that signal, it is the intention. It is the service. It is the service of being able to help inspire and nurture the heart of others. So when you allow ourselves to really align with that intention, it allows you to be able to really tap into and be like, all right, light codes, what are we bringing through today? And really be able to move that into a place where your words carry with them a weight and a resonance, where when you say something to someone, it doesn't just kind of like float past them. If you're having a meaningful conversation, or you're creating content, or you're facilitating an event, it lands in their heart, and they're just like, whoa, that hit, like that touched something inside of me. Thank you. And when we do that, again, you know, the power of our words, like codes, can activate something inside of someone else. Don't underestimate the power of language. Your language is a programming code. It literally is a code. If I were to say to you something, it literally activates an idea within your mind, which is why we have to be very intentional with the words we're saying. You know, if I were to just say to you, it's just like, think of a cat. Think of a cat. I'm telling you to think of a cat. Take one moment here. It's hard for you not to think of a cat because I keep saying the word cat and the code is coming towards you. And simply by you being in the presence, you're receiving it. Therefore, if it's that influential and then you literally think of everything I am saying to you because you're receiving the signal, then I want to be very intentional with what I am saying. And rather than just having you think of cats all day, let's work towards this higher objective. And it says, visualize the version of yourself that is flowing through this reality with ultimate grace and just totally kicking butt and inspiring others and doing all that work to become the superhero version of yourself. Imagine yourself as the superhero you are. Imagine yourself as the superhero you are. Imagine yourself as the superhero you already are. Notice the difference that makes. So begin to use your words more wisely. Begin to understand the power of the transmissions that you are sending out through the language that you are bringing into this reality. And that language is not just through the spoken word, but we communicate light language, again, through any of our actions. Any action that we do has the underlying property of light language. Light language, light codes can literally be transmissions, can literally be sent through a hug, through a physical gesture, through an act of kindness and compassion. So super, super powerful card. I'm going to take a break here. I just want to be able to keep my throat chakra well conditioned so I can keep doing some more readings for you guys. But if this lands, if this resonates for you, if you guys are like, man, see this as a card to really invite you to be able to understand a little bit more about what light codes are, to be able to connect to this like ancient primordial language that moves through you, and to be able to know that you can tap into this and to be able to tap into it from the highest intention, to be able to bring these codes into this reality, to help activate the others, to help activate the codes within others, for them to begin to see themselves as part of this bigger cosmic version of who they are here to be. So affirmation: I awaken the dormant light within me. I am radiant, and I am helping radiate my light to inspire others to do the same. So yes, Jedi, you know, absolutely. Spelling, use words wisely, casting those spells with intention. So how are you going to use your light codes to be able to help change the world? You already are. So deep resonance there. Go ahead, drop those 1111s in the chat if that resonates with you. Man, I kind of wish more people were tuned in for that. I was flowing there, man. That was a good one. All of these are good ones. But again, appreciate you guys being here. And go ahead and leave an affirmation in the chat based on the message that landed with you. So take a moment here to be able to reflect and just be able to say, like, okay, what did I just learn here? Write out a little affirmation for yourself. This helps it land. This helps the body tell your mind that you were paying attention. So a little affirmation: I am, or we are. Go ahead and write it out or just speak it within your heart. I am continuing to develop my ability to be a conduit for light code energy, to speak my words and carry my actions with intention, to be able to serve the highest good of awakening the codes and the potential within others as well. So that's my little affirmation there. So cool. Demetria says, lands 1,000,000,000%. Thank you so much. This was definitely much needed. Yeah, Demetria, thank you so much. I'm glad that definitely resonated with you. Like I said, as soon as I pulled that card, I'm like, oh, this makes sense, because you're such a, like, that's such a big focus of what it is that you do. Again, you're a light code carrier, and you're teaching others how to be able to tap into that themselves as well. If you guys are interested in being able to tap into more of your like intuitive psychic abilities and learn more about like kind of like channeling and light code activation, definitely connect with Demetria. And again, you can find Demetria K. Let me just make sure I'm getting it right. Demetria.k, K-A-Y on Instagram, and we'll post a link for that one more time in the chat. So go ahead and leave any affirmations into the chat. Thank you so much. Jedi, thank you so much for joining in. I'm glad that was a nice synchronicity for you guys there as well. So we'll post a link for Demetria there real quick. So beautiful. Awesome. All right. Demetria, you contributed a little bit extra on the PayPal, so we can definitely get into at least one more reading, and that may be our last reading for today. But again, if you guys are ready to be able to contribute and keep this broadcast going, you can do so by contributing on PayPal. You can do so by joining on the Patreon. The Patreon is definitely where we encourage you to be able to join, because when you join there, that's an awesome opportunity for you to get further involved in the community and to be able to join in for our upcoming events that we host as well. So join as a member on the Patreon to get involved as a leading member in our community and join the upcoming events. We got our Dream Discussion Circle coming up this Saturday that Lacey and I are hosting. And again, you can also get the beautiful Light Guardian crystals if you sign up at the $33 level, and also get monthly one-on-one sessions with me as well, which is like super, super awesome value there as well. So if you guys are interested in signing up for the Patreon, it only takes like maybe 5 minutes to sign up for the Patreon. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead and do that now, and we can still do some more readings after this. I'm going to take a quick intermission and just use the bathroom, and we'll be back in a minute. And Demetra, thank you so much. Go ahead and leave your gratitude in the comments. And Demetra, if you're able to stick around, go ahead and let us know. We can either I can facilitate the next reading by drawing it. If you want to help us draw it again, we can do that as well. And we'll be back in a couple minutes. So for those of you who are tuned in, again, feel free to check out the Patreon just while I'm doing this. The link for that's in my profile. Go ahead, read it over. You can join whenever you're ready. Or if you're ready to be able to contribute on PayPal, you're welcome to be able to do that as well. Thank you again to those of you on Twitch. We're still going viral on Twitch, and your guys' support there is super appreciated. Shout out to Carly, who's like holding it down on Twitch. I assume I'm just like on in the background in Carly's living room or bedroom or something like that right now. So thanks, Carly. Appreciate you being here. And like I said, we'll check out some more of the other tarot broadcasters on Twitch shortly in a moment, and drop some love there, and then we'll get into the next reading. So stand by. I'll be right back. For those of you on Twitch and Instagram, click the link in my profile. Check it out for the YouTube, and the check out the Patreon. Give it a read. See if it resonates with you. Be right back. All right. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Demetra. If you're still tuned in, have an awesome rest of your day. And yeah, we'll pay it forward. We'll move right into our next reading for the collective. So shout out again to Demetra, who contributed on the PayPal, and again is one of our honorary leading members there as well. So I need a haircut. All right. Okay, if you guys are ready for another reading, go ahead, drop an 1111 in the chat, and we'll keep an eye open for any contributions on PayPal or Patreon. This may be our last reading for the day, but if you guys want to keep things going after this, again, contribute on PayPal or Patreon, and that will keep fueling the broadcast there. I'm just going to take a moment here just to be able to check out who else is broadcasting on tarot right now, and then we'll get right into our next reading. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, yeah, thank you for being here, and go ahead and click the link in my profile to be able to check things out. So, all right. Just gonna give some quick follows here to some of the other tarot creators. Awesome. Sweet. All right, if you guys are ready for another reading, go ahead, drop an 1111 in the chat. We'll get right into that. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. It's always awesome to be able to have more people here, being a part of this community, being a part of the inspiration that we're cultivating here as a team. So yeah, I'm just checking out. Shout out to D Dandy, who is also live doing tarot right now. Super awesome. Beautiful. All right. Cool. All right, let's keep things rolling here, and yeah, we'll do at least one more reading, and I think we'll use the hero's journey deck again, and this may just be we'll see how long this reading goes. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this will just be a short reading, and then it's like an hour of diving deep into it. So, all right, get a haircut. There we go. Perfect. I think. I don't know. There we go. All right. Perfect. Good enough. That's the attitude, rather. Good enough. All right. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Again, if you guys are tuning in right now, go ahead, drop those 1111s in the chat if you guys are ready for our next reading. Whew. All right. So we've been broadcasting for 2.5 hours so far. So for those of you just joining in on YouTube, welcome and possibly welcome back. I'm sure like some of you would be like, Brendan, you were live earlier this morning. I've gone and like done grocery shopping. I've come back and you're still live on air. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, whatever format you're able to do so. And yeah, thanks for bringing me with you to your errands and stuff like that. So, all right, Pisces, thank you so much for keeping me on in the background while you do your chores. Appreciate it. All right. Cool. All right, let's get things rolling here. We're gonna move right into our next reading. Again, we'll do the readings with anybody who's tuned in right now. This reading is for you, and I'll facilitate this draw real quick. And for those of you on YouTube, go ahead, leave a comment in the chat. Let us know that you're here. For those of you on TikTok or Instagram, thank you guys so much for joining in. And yeah, like I said, this may be our last reading for today. So we'll just go with the flow. And anybody who wants to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, go ahead and do that. And yeah, you guys help make this broadcast possible. So thank you so much. So take a moment here to just kind of do a quick little meditation, and I'll split the deck for us real quick. So all right, for everybody here, when you're ready, just go ahead and gently close your eyes. Really just breathe here. Nice deep breath. Adjusting your posture as need be. Just being in the space of gratitude once again. Gratitude for ourselves, for the team, for the space. Allowing ourselves to focus in our intention towards the idea of show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see. We being the individual, the collective, and the team. And for everybody here, sending out that intention like a beam of light up into the heavens. Speaking that intention with your mind, with your heart, with your words, with your soul. And so everybody here, sending out that intention, helping anchor in the energies for this next reading. Go ahead and gently open your eyes and type your wizard noises into the chat. And we'll charge the deck here and we'll split it real quick. So here we go. So thank you to each and every single one of you, my friends, for being here on this journey that never truly ends as we charge the deck to allow ourselves to see the magic within you and me. And so as we split the deck now, this is the time. Whoa, okay, that one jumped out. To be able to see what's meant to unfold within the rhythm and the rhyme. Oh, that's a cool card to be able to receive. That was kind of funny that this card actually like jumped out of the deck, and I'll show you why in a second. For those of you tuning in on Twitch, thank you guys so much for joining in. We're just getting into our next reading here, and shout out again to all the awesome people who are supporting various tarot creators on various Twitch streams as well. So the card that we have pulled for anybody who's tuned in right now, this message is for you, is card number 49. Afterglow. Land gracefully. Like I said, this card like literally like flew out of the deck. That's why it was kind of funny. Like the card, like the wings on the deck just like flopped out of the deck there for a second. So let's take a moment here. I'm just going to open up the book, and the way how I do this, for those of you who may be new, if you are new, drop a 333 in the chat. Feel free to let us know, and I'd love to be able to know who's tuned in and to become more familiar with your guys' names. And obviously we're pretty new here on Twitch, but we've been doing tarot readings for quite some time. So give me 2 seconds here, and we'll keep things going. And again, this may be our last reading for today, but if you guys want to keep fueling the broadcast, go ahead and contribute on PayPal or join on Patreon when it works for you. So let's take a moment here to just visually observe this card. So beautiful card. Again, just explaining it literally, this beautiful card of this angel-like being with their arms spread out, and you can kind of see there's more of kind of like the lightness up here. I'm just explaining it literally, more of the darkness there, kind of coming in for the landing, hence the name of the card here, Land Gracefully, and them just kind of being encapsulated by this glowing light. Not too much to explain there, again, just kind of explaining it literally, but let's get into a reading from the book. And for anybody here, if anything we say resonates, drop those 1111s in the chat, and allow yourself to just be open to receiving the messages of this card. If you're here, this message is for you. Card number 49, Afterglow. Land gracefully. Keep fresh. This is a quote by Howard Thurman. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. that in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempest, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Howard Thurman. Message. Coming home with the elixir after a soul altering experience requires conscious attention and care. You've been changed, yet the world you're returning to has remained much the same. Wow, I'm sure this is probably relative to multiple people in multiple ways. Like an airplane coming in for a landing, having sailed over the ocean, deserts, and forests. If the pilot brings consciousness to the landing, it can be graceful, even though the craft is hitting solid asphalt. Returning home from a powerful inner and outer journey may seem like the time to let go, but this stage takes as much consciousness as the rest. To make your re-entry as smooth as possible, go out of your way to be gentle with yourself as you integrate slowly back to the ordinary world. Yeah, Pisces, I was going to say, I'm sure this is very synchronistic for you. Pisces says, that's very synchronistic for me. I found a card on the ground that was laminated and had a writing about Afterglow. Oh, very cool. Synced right there. Dream symbol for this one, flight. Every card that comes from the Hero's Journey deck has a dream symbol to it. Flight. Dreams of flying suggest a liberation from your earthbound perspective, identity, and affairs. You've released the ego's gravitational hold and you've been reunited with your higher, more expansive nature. You are now aware that you are part of a much larger tapestry of life. When you come back down to earth, allow your light to speak for itself. Let it tell the tale of your journey to remind others that there is more than this. Mantra. I am a citizen of both heaven and earth. I soar high and land with grace. All right, so let's take a moment here to really just dive a little bit deeper into this message. This one's like not super in depth, but we'll just hit upon it. Again, I think this is our last reading for today, unless anybody else wants to keep the broadcast going with any contributions on PayPal or Patreon. Whatever works for you guys. I'm cool with wrapping it up after this one. But let's just bring our focus right here, right now. So, very, very powerful card. And I think with this card, even though for some of you, this card may not necessarily be relative right into this moment, it's definitely relative to future moments still to come. There will be moments within our reality where we may kind of go out on a journey. We may go out to some sort of beautiful retreat. You know, that's where I'm thinking again, like with those of you that recently came back from Ascended 2021. For those of you that go out and have some sort of like experience where you're just like, oh, that was so exalting. It was transformed me. It helped me become more of who I am. But then that transition period of being able to bring that with you, to integrate it back into the regular world is so, so powerful. You know, it's kind of like this idea of being a monk and going into a temple, or going away to study as a monk and studying in a temple, and you connect to this higher stage of enlightenment. But what do you do when you bring yourself back to the mainstream, when you bring yourself back to society, when you bring yourself back to culture? I will say that again, you know, with this card, there's a reason for you to be able to come back. Instead of just looking at it as this idea that it's just like, oh crap, I have to return back to regular society. Whamp, whamp, whamp. Instead, acknowledge that regular society needs you. Regular society benefits from your presence. Regular society will be transformed because of the energy that you are bringing back with you. So this is the idea of being able to continue to cultivate that afterglow. Our environment greatly influences the energy that we carry with us each and every single day. And so when we surround ourselves with an environment that may be quite different from one that was previously very liberating and nurturing, it really brings us into a place of deeper responsibility to remind ourselves of the importance of our routines and our ceremonies and our practices. Bring in those practices that are going to continue to kind of keep your spiritual, energetic energy prime, instead of just kind of, you know, falling into this stage where it's just kind of like, oh, society sucks, screw this, I'm done with it sort of thing. I mean, if you want to go off and leave into the woods and do whatever you want, that's up to you. But at the same time, you know, like the monks themselves, if they just stay on the mountains the entire time, then the world will be a lesser place because of their absence. So the world is a better place because of your presence. So when you bring with you this glow, You're bringing with you this pattern, this energy, the energy that you have cultivated from your experience. So cultivate that energy in a way that will allow it to continue to permeate through the experiences that have yet to come, through the interactions, through the awareness, through the art that you're still creating, through the relationships that you're still cultivating. This is very, 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 very important because, again, when we do this, this is literally how this ripple effect makes its way back into culture. This was an experience that I again, speaking from personal experience, this is something that I've gone through many times where you go to a festival. Like, how many people here have been to a transformational festival? If you have, drop a 777 in the chat. If you go to a festival and you're just like, oh my goodness, that was amazing, or even if you work with psychedelics or something like that, and then you come back into this reality and it's just like, what the heck is this? Society is so like weird, it's so alien to me. But again, what we want to be able to do is work on integrating that awareness into a form of embodiment where we can bring it back into this world and bring it back into the mainstream through practical methods, through practical application. And so with this card, it's really being able to understand that your journey as a soul isn't to totally just kind of like fly off and never come back. It's really being able to go into these like higher spaces and these higher realms of nurture and these higher realms of inspiration, and then to be able to integrate it and carry it back with you. You are an ambassador for the experiences you have. So when you come back from, say, for example, a festival, what do you bring back with you? And this was something that I really took with me. You carry the festival with you. You carry the frequency and the energy of those sacred spaces with you back into the real world. And it may inspire you to be able to say, like, you know what, there's some awesome things that I experienced through that high. How do I bring more of that into this reality? Because there's a need for it. So allow yourself to instead of just identifying why your afterglow feels like it's a little bit more hard to keep up, begin to reflect on what are the things that are going to allow your afterglow to continue to shine even brighter. And if there is a need for certain circumstances, you might be the person that can create those circumstances to be able to cultivate the glow. And again, to be able to cultivate the glow in a way that you can pass it on so that others can receive your glow, that can receive your shine. People can allow themselves to be able to change through the osmosis of your presence. You bring with you the magic of that experience, and you're just like, whoa, like, this is really cool. This is really exciting. You know, for me, going to festivals and then coming back, I would always bring with me this energy that would really just reaffirm how important those sacred spaces were and how much I wanted to create them within my physical community, which I did, and how I continue to do even here within the digital space. So this is a very, very powerful card. I'm not going to talk too much on it too much longer. Just I can feel my throat chakra just needs a rest. We've been on air for almost 3 hours today. Very, very, very powerful card. And yeah, definitely a card to be able to give us the opportunity to be able to reflect on returning home from a powerful inner and outer journey. May seem like time to let go, but this stage takes as much consciousness as the rest. To make your re-entry as smooth as possible, go out of your way to be gentle with yourself as you integrate slowly back into the ordinary world. So begin to integrate slowly, but also begin to integrate with a degree of intention where you can carry with you the illumination of that light that you've cultivated to bring with you back into your practices. Rather than just diminishing it, you would carry it in a way that's very intentional, and you begin to find ways to incorporate and weave it back into your regular life, even if that's just through your personal practices. So find the things within your personal practices and your routines that will keep that afterglow going. Especially, you know, one of the best things I can recommend is community, surrounding yourself with other people that are really going to be able to reflect back to you the glow that you've cultivated in the first place. And when together we show up as a community and we're reflecting that glow, it keeps all of us very, very illuminated. So card number 49, Afterglow. Land gracefully. It's something that requires a bit of intention, but you have the capacity within you to be able to do it. So you have been to where you have been in order for you to arrive to where you are now. The world needs you where you are now. Be where you are. That is where you're meant to be. So, and yet know that there are many journeys still ahead. Go ahead and drop an 1111 if this resonates with you. Write out a little affirmation based on the message of this card, and we'll get close to wrapping this up. I'll keep my eyes open for any new contributions on PayPal or Patreon. If there is any last call for Patreon and PayPal signups, go ahead and submit those real quick, and we can keep things going. But other than that, I'm totally cool with wrapping it up. We've been going for 3 hours, so I do need a break before we jump into our next event at 4 p.m. So again, with this, I'll just take a little affirmation. inviting you guys to create your own little affirmation for yourself. I am continuing to bring with me the perpetual afterglow of my moments of high so that I may continue to integrate them into the aspects of day-to-day life in a way that illuminates the lives of others around me. I am being gentle and graceful with myself. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Pisces, for the 1111. Beautiful. All right. Awesome reading there from the Hero's Journey. Thank you, everyone who has been tuned in today for your support. We'll be live here again Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT. If you guys are enjoying these broadcasts, feel free to contribute your support on PayPal. If you guys even just want to do that afterwards, reach out to me for individual readings. Join on Patreon when you feel called, if you would like to be able to get involved with our monthly membership. And yeah, lots of awesome stuff still to come. So I'll just take an extra moment here. Last call on any additional signups for the PayPal or Patreon. And I think we're just about ready to finish it up. So it's just a small group of us right now, but bringing as much energy into this moment as we have throughout the entire broadcast. So that was a good workout today. My voice definitely needs to rest. That was a 3-hour broadcast, so take a quick little break. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. Deep breath, deep breath. So cool. Let me just take a look and see who else is on tarot on Twitch. I'll do a raid before we wrap it up. So again, anybody would like to be able to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, if you guys do want to do one more reading, that's okay with me. We can definitely cultivate the energy for that. And yeah, thank you again so much. We're at 30 followers on Twitch. Oh, that's not too bad. That happened kind of quick. Awesome. And we got 3 people tuned in on Twitch right now. Again, we're just wrapping it up. If anybody did want to contribute on PayPal or Patreon for some additional fuel for the broadcast, feel free to do that. But I'm ready to be able to wrap it up. But you guys are, it's up to you guys. If you guys are like, yeah, let's do one more, go for it. And I'll pace myself. I'll let you guys know when it's time for me to take a break. So just checking who else we got live on tarot right now. Quite a few people broadcasting on tarot right now, so that's awesome. Beautiful. I think I need to adjust some of my stream settings. Now, can you only have so many streams? Let me try. Inspirational. Yo, Jimmy, what's up, dude? We're just chilling out here. We're just about done. So let me just see here if that updates it. I'm just checking out some settings on Twitch right now. I'm gonna find a channel just to be able to send a raid to. So where can I see the tags that I'm using? Mindfulness, mental health. Okay, cool. Well, that was an awesome broadcast today. Thank you guys again. That was always enjoyable, always fun. Sometimes the signal's a little bit janky, I notice. So I think it's just because I'm broadcasting on so many platforms. So for those of you just tuning in, we're just about ready to wrap it up. If anybody else did want to contribute on PayPal or on Patreon, feel free to do that. If you guys do want to do like one more reading, that's okay with me. Lisa, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. And again, for anybody on any platform, thank you guys so much for being here. So, okay. All right. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. If anybody else did want to be able to initiate one more reading, go ahead and let me know. And Okay. I'm just quiet right now. We're just close to wrapping it up. I'm just resting my throat chakra, so cool. All right. Okay. Thank you again to those of you on YouTube. Feel free to leave any comments of gratitude in the chat there. And might be right. I'm just browsing stuff on Twitch right now. So, Carly, are you still tuned in on Twitch? Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna use the bathroom and then we'll switch things off. Again, if anybody else did want to contribute for one more on-air reading, go ahead and send any contributions on PayPal or join on Patreon. And yeah, we'll get close to wrapping things up in 2 minutes. I'm just gonna do a quick little intermission and then we'll do a raid on Twitch. Oh. Oh, Jason, thank you so much for your contribution. Jay, is that Mr. Jay's tarot by chance? Jason, wherever you are in the broadcast, go ahead and let us know. And thank you so much for your contribution. We'll keep things going, and we can do at least one more reading. And appreciate you guys so much for joining in. So Jay, wherever you are in the chat, go ahead and let us know. I think this will probably be our last reading because I will have to take a break and go get some lunch and get things ready for. I do have another broadcast at 4 p.m. today. So even for those of you on Twitch, this isn't even like everything we do. So if you guys want to be able to connect to more of what we do, again, we got broadcasts on my YouTube channel on the more regular, and those include some circle discussions for the team. Today's circle discussion is what makes your heart sing. So that's a super exciting discussion that we're going to be doing at 4 p.m. EDT today, and that's for our Patreon, or sorry, for our Discord community members there as well. So go ahead, Jade, let me know where you are tuned in, and let's get right into another reading here. And thank you guys so much, and we'll let Jay choose which deck we would like to be able to use for what will be essentially our last reading for today. So excuse me as I like can't figure out what the frick to do with my hair, man. It's just like getting to that point where it's just like floppy and need a haircut and stuff. So I think I'll just shave it. I'll just like wear it like that. I think that's pretty good. So, just all over the place. Excuse me. All right, okay, Jay. If you're there, go ahead and let us know. And we'll get into one more reading. So Jay, go ahead and let us know where you are in the chat. If I think you might be on Twitch. Not 100% sure. And once we've confirmed that, then we'll continue along with this next reading here. So thank you again, Jay. And once we've confirmed where they are, we'll move into the next reading. So so again, Jay, if you're tuned in on any platform, just go ahead, let us know where you are. And I'll just pace myself real quick here. So I'm looking forward to just seeing how things grow on Twitch. Like I'm pretty committed to Twitch. So I mean, sometimes days are slow on Twitch, but you know, as I keep going here, like I'm just imagining where I'll be like a month from now if more people are having the opportunity to connect into what it is that we're doing. Excuse me. All right. Again, Jay, if you're on one of the channels, just go ahead and let us know where you're tuned in from. And for everybody here, feel free to send a nice thank you to Jay as well. So, okay, let me just check some back end stuff here as we hold up between broadcasts. Turn my my Zelda music back on. All right, waiting to hear from Jay. Just want to be able to confirm, and I'm okay with holding off until they're in. If we don't hear from Jay, what we may do is even just kind of like hold off on this reading, and then next time we know when Jay's around, we'll cue the reading up then. So, hey Carly, we just had a contribution for another reading from Jason, and I'm wondering if it's like Mr. J's tarot. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, we're just working to be able to figure out if Jay is in the chat. And yeah, it probably isn't. Okay. All right. Last call again, Jason. If you're tuned in right now, go ahead and let us know. And if they're not tuned in right now, then I'll do my best to just be able to reach out to them and be able to set up a time where they're able to tune in for the reading and we can have them facilitate on air. If we don't hear from them, unless somebody else wants to contribute real quick, then I'm going to use that as an opportunity to be able to conclude this broadcast and take a break and go get some lunch for myself because we do have our circle discussion at 4 p.m. today. Harley, are you joining in for the circle discussion? That's what makes your heart sing. Oh, there it is. Awesome, Jason. Thank you so much. I see your comment in the YouTube now. Jason says, "Sent you $5 on PayPal. Blessings to your family. Congrats. You're going to be a dad, brother. Blessing." Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. Again, putting two together here. I assume Jedi Squad Gamers is also Jedi Metatron on TikTok. Is that am I doing that right? Am I figuring that out properly? So, Jay, thank you so much for your contribution on the PayPal, and let's get into at least one more reading for the day. And yeah, I'll just I'll have to pace myself. I can feel my throat's getting kind of sore. I almost need to get like more tea, but yeah, this may be the last one because I'm out of my beverage for I need some like warm honey on my throat. That's the secret for me is having some warm honey on hand. Some warm honey in my tea. So all right. Jason, thank you so much. Jedi Squad Gamers. Let's get ready to move into at least one more reading. So go ahead and let us know what deck you would like to be able to use. You can choose from the Lightworker Oracle deck, Ananda Tarot deck, Sacred Spirit deck, or Hero's Journey deck. So if you want to choose from one of those, let us know which one, and then we'll facilitate this next reading for you guys. Sorry again for those of you on some platforms, like sometimes like I know the feed like kind of glitches out. I don't know. I might have to like call my internet provider because I'm not exactly sure like why the bit rate on it will just drop at some points. But if I were to literally plug my Ethernet in, I might end up doing that. I might literally just end up plugging my Ethernet in, and it's kind of janky the fact that I plug my Ethernet in by like literally just like running a cable through the entire house. Like it doesn't go behind the walls or anything, so I don't normally do it. But all right, yes, Jedi Metatron from TikTok. Thank you, Jedi Metatron. So, and, let me just make sure. Beautiful. All right. Okay, Jedi, go ahead and let us know what deck you would like to be able to use. And again, this will be, I guess, our last reading for this broadcast. Just like I said, I need to take a little bit of time just to decompress. We've been going on air for 3 hours so far. So this has been a good one though. There's been several contributions on the PayPal, and thank you guys again. That money's going right into supporting Lacey and the baby and the family. So appreciate you guys helping out and adding your support. And again, any contribution on PayPal, on Patreon, super appreciate it. And even if you guys contribute on PayPal, if you guys take a look at the Patreon and maybe like you'll sign up, you might be wanting to sign up for the Patreon in the future, definitely take a look and see what works for you there. So Jedi, just looking to be able to confirm what deck you would like to be able to use there, and then we'll get right into our next reading. So Okay. Cool. All right, Jason, if you're ready to be able to confirm, go ahead and let us know. And thank you again. It'd be cool if there was a way to be able to see like who's tuned in on Twitch. I know it doesn't work that way. But I'd love to just be able to like kind of like learn a little bit more about who is who. So, and then I can become familiar with all the awesome people connected. So, all right. Um, Jedi Squad, go ahead and maybe just make sure that your feed is running up to the live feed. Like, make sure you're like not behind on the feed by happenstance. I'm not sure if there's a bit of a delay there, but again, just looking to be able to confirm what deck you would like to be able to use. So if you would like to be able to use one, choose the Lightworker Oracle deck, Ananda Tarot deck, Sacred Spirit, or Hero's Journey. So whichever of those you feel most called to, go ahead and let us know. Carly, thank you for holding it down in the Twitch. Carly is like our most like I want to give like a special badge to Carly. So all right. Beautiful. All right, Jedi, go ahead and let us know which deck you would like to be able to use. If you would like to be able to do a reading out, honestly, if you prefer, like if you're just like, hey, you know what, I'll tune in live again next time and we can wrap up the broadcast, let me know. Like if you want to come back and do jump in for another one, that's fine with me. At this point, I can honestly say that like my voice does need to rest, and I do want to be able to get close to wrapping this up in the next little bit since we do have our next event coming up at 4 p.m. Joel, good morning, dude. Thank you so much for tuning in, and or afternoon, I should say. Been doing some awesome readings here. We've had like 4 or 5 so far. Lots of inspiration coming through, and yeah, lots of awesome support and lots of beautiful people joining in. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Joel, what's the day today in terms of like the calendar? What are we on right now? Curious to know what the symbolism of today is. So. All right, Jedi, go ahead and let us know. Again, last call, just if you would like to be able to help facilitate this reading, just to be able to coordinate it with you. And, or like I said, if you're just like, you know what, save it, we'll do it another time, then that's totally fine with me. And I'm okay with wrapping this broadcast up. So. Cool. So we'll just give it a couple extra moments here. So, quick note for you guys, because I'm just reading this in my email. I'm helping out with the Portal to Ascension Conference 2021. I've been involved with this conference multiple times. I'm actually one of the MCs. This is going to be happening on October 1st to October 4th. It's free to attend. And if you go to portaltoascension.org, you can check it out. And there's like lots of awesome speakers. And it's all about like shifting consciousness and ET contact and hidden technologies. So I'll send you guys the link there. So, all right. I feel like Jedi Squad, I feel like your feed is like several minutes behind. So I'm not exactly sure if you're going to get the messages that we're putting out until probably several minutes later, because I can see you replying to messages that I literally sent like 10 minutes ago. So if you are seeing this in the future, trying to think if there's a proper way to be able to direct message you. What I might want to do, dude, I might just, I think I might just have to kind of choose to jump off here and go take a break for myself. But we'll give it a little bit of extra time. So, Jason, by the time you see this, make sure you click the button that says live. Like bring your YouTube so it's up to live, because right now I think you're like 10 minutes behind at least. So, all right. Yeah, because it only works best when we have everyone synced up with the live feed opposed to listening to the delay. Joel, update on today. Today is Kin 8 Yellow Galactic Star. I am harmonizing. Oh yeah, Pisces, thanks. Of course, I could just like type to him in the chat. Why did I not think of that? Thank you. You can tell I'm a little bit fatigued. I harmonize in order to beautify, modeling art. I seal the store of elegance with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of free will. That's beautiful. Thank you, Joel. Awesome. Hey, Aura, thanks for joining in. We've been doing tarot on air here for 3 hours so far, 3.5 hours so far. So it's been an awesome broadcast, lots of awesome energy. The last card that we called was all about like maintaining your afterglow. So like those moments when you go through those experiences of like being a part of like something really high vibe, and then like how to be able to bring that glow with you back into the kind of like mainstream of things. So super awesome cards there. Aura, thanks for dropping by. Again, we're just taking a moment here to be able to sync up with Jason, who just contributed on PayPal, and we'll keep things rolling here. And once they are synced up, so Jason, please confirm if you're synced up like live in this moment. So. Da, 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 da. All right. Thank you guys for the patience. I just want to be able to make sure that we can get Jedi synced up here. There's just a little bit of a technical glitch there. I'll make sure that, again, I'll have to jump off. I would say by 3. 3 is my deadline for being able to jump off. Just to be able to make sure that we're getting things ready for our upcoming broadcasts. So. Yeah, I can still see. Blah, blah, blah. Excuse me as I'm just being quiet here, just doing some things behind the scenes. Yo, Jason, I think I can see your comment on TikTok. Dude, if you're tuned in on YouTube, refresh your page. Like, I think you're listening to like multiple minutes behind on the live stream. I'm not sure how that happened, and no worries there. But just want to be able to make sure that you're like synced up live in the moment. That way, so we can properly do it. If you prefer, we can just do it with you tuned in on TikTok. Just be able to make sure that the feed is up to the moment of the live. Because I think you were like literally like watching something that was like 10 minutes ago. Because a lot of the questions. Yeah, so Jason, confirming the contribution sent through. Just want to make sure that you're tuned in live. So if you're ready for this reading, then go ahead and just stay on TikTok. We'll just keep it simple there. Or jump over to the YouTube and refresh the page to be able to make sure that you're synced up with the now. So Jason, if you're ready to be able to help initiate this reading, just go ahead and type ready either right here in the TikTok, and that's totally fine with me. And go ahead and let us know what deck you would like to be able to use. So Jason, do you want to stay tuned? You'll stay here? Okay, cool. We'll just do it from you on TikTok. That's totally fine. So sorry for the bit of the blip there. All right, go ahead and choose which deck you would like to be able to use. Hey, Idra, thank you so much for tuning in. So Jason, thank you for contributing on PayPal. Go ahead and choose what deck you would like to be able to use for the next reading for the collective. The Lightworker Oracle deck, the Ananda Tarot deck, the Sacred Spirit deck, or the Hero's Journey deck. So which of those would you like to be able to use? Go ahead and let us know. And thank you again to those of you tuned in. We got 6 people tuned in on YouTube right now. Love being able to have, it's funny, man. Like sometimes we'll go in and it's like, oh, there's one person. And then sometimes it's like, oh, like 12 people showed up at once. It's like, it must be lunch break or something like that. You guys just like switch over whenever you're not too busy with other stuff. All right, let's do the Lightworker Oracle deck. Good call. Love being able to do this deck. Always a beautiful go-to deck. Again, this is going to be our last reading for today. If there is any last minute contributions on PayPal or Patreon, we can definitely do maybe one more after this, but I got to make sure that I'm taking a break before our next event at 4. And we've already been broadcasting for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Good God. It's a long broadcast today. So, all right. All right, so Jason, what we're going to do here, just going to drop into a meditative space. And give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to use the bathroom again. It's the coffee, man. I just want to make sure because I want to be able to sit down for a minute. So, Jason, give me 2 seconds here. Everybody else, you guys feel free. What's something you guys are grateful for? Chat with yourself real quick. I'll be right back. All right, now we're ready to rock. Okay. All right. Jason, the way how we're going to do this, confirm that you're ready. We're just going to do a quick little meditation. I'll guide you through it. We'll connect with our heart space. And then from there, we'll focus on the intention. Show us what we need to see. You'll follow my cues. And when you are ready, you'll listen to your intuition and you'll type now into the chat. So don't do that just a second. We'll go through the meditation first. And when you type now into the chat, then we'll split the deck. So beautiful. All right. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. So if you're ready, Jason, go ahead. Just confirm that you're ready. I know you're just on Twitch right now. So we'll kind of be like mitigating between cameras right now. So for those of you on YouTube, if you see me kind of focusing towards Twitch, that's why. So. Beautiful. All right. Okay, Jason, confirm that you're ready. Just type in that you're ready into the chat, and then we'll get right into this next reading. Thank you guys again so much for joining in. My name is Mystic Spider-Man. Welcome to our tarot broadcast. I'm live here Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. EDT. Sorry, 11 a.m. EDT. And some days we broadcast for like 4 hours at a time. So, depends on the day. All right, Jason, just looking to confirm that you're ready. Go ahead and type ready into the chat. You're ready. Perfect. All right. Hey, Cami, thanks for joining in. All right. So for everybody here, go ahead and just take a moment to be able to join us in this meditation as we just focus into our heart and collectively set the intention, show us what we need to see. So, seconds here. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, we're good. Okay, so for everybody here, just go ahead. When you're ready, gently close your eyes. And as you breathe here, just allow yourself to connect with your breath. Jason, and for everyone else. As you breathe, just bring yourself into this heart space, into gratitude, connecting into what you're grateful for in this moment, reflecting on gratitude for yourself, for being here, for this space, for this community, for the messages we are here to receive. From this place of gratitude, allowing yourself to be able to focus your attention on the intention, show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see to assist us on this journey. We being the individual, the collective, and the team. And as you focus in on this intention, speak it with your heart, speak it with your mind, speak it with your words, speak it with your soul. And so for Jason, fellow Jedi, continuing to breathe here, listen to your intuition, take a few more breaths at your own pace, and when you are ready, type now into the chat. Take your time. For everybody else, gently open your eyes and type your wizard noises into the chat. We'll charge it up real quick and away we go. And so with the magic of the Force, of course, we will bring forth the message for each and every single one of us that will move the metachlorians through our blood, because the strength of the wisdom of the Jedi's before is coming forth for us to be able to see all of that which we are. As we split the deck, we shall see what message is here for you and for me. Thank you, Jason. Let's see what card that we have got. This is our like a millionth reading of the day. Our oh, beautiful, beautiful. This is a beautiful card. The card that we have pulled with Jason helping facilitate, one of the supporters on PayPal today, is card number 43, the sixth ray of devotion. Card number 43, the sixth ray of devotion. So we're just going to open up here and allow me to just kind of like be mindful of my voice. I just want to be careful where been speaking a lot today, so if I feel like I'm not like using my booming voice, it's just I gotta be careful. So let's dive a little bit deeper here. So just looking at this image, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful image here. And again, I'm just kind of showing it to TikTok and YouTube at the same time, since TikTok is where Jason is tuned in from. Beautiful image of this very masculine figure, but also again, very gentle masculine figure with beautiful long hair, kind of in two different poses with their hands on their heart, really just connected into this energy of feeling what devotion means to them in this moment. Again, I'm just explaining it literally, and allowing themselves to just really be in this place of just like connecting to a higher power, to a higher source, to a higher to a deeper gratitude. And yeah, kind of hanging out there with minimal clothes on, not completely nude, but really just kind of embracing their natural form and allowing themselves to really just connect into the elements. You can literally, like, when you see this card, what do you feel? When you see what this card depicts, what do you feel? Like, what do you feel them feeling in this moment? So let's dive a little bit deeper into this card. Card number 43, Sixth Ray of Devotion. If you guys are tuned in right now, this message is for you. Allow yourself to just open your heart to be able to receive this card. And if anything we say resonates, drop an 1111 in the chat. We're here to be able to bring forth a message that will speak to your heart and inspire your spirit and assist you on your journey of shifting consciousness. So to activate your inner Jedi. Here we go. Sixth Ray of Devotion. The sixth ray of devotion bestows the qualities of persistence, unwavering focus, and intensity of feeling. It is a gift of the strength to move mountains with your will for what you love. When the sixth ray of devotion appears, you are being given guidance that even you do not seem to have much more widely... When the sixth ray of devotion appears, you are being given guidance that even if you do not seem to have much more worldly power right now, the power of your beliefs can conquer obstacles. The Archangel Uriel helps you receive the blessings of the sixth ray now. You are receiving a blessing of the sixth ray of devotion. It is serving your soul growth and will help you develop faith in your principles and trust in the power of your beliefs. You will be able to recognize and appreciate the extraordinary strength within you and realize that you have enough willpower to keep working towards your dreams, overcoming any obstacles until you are divinely successful. Again, if anything we say resonates with you, speaks to your heart, drop those 1111s in the chat. The sixth ray reminds you of the power of love, which can conquer anything and everything. Love is an empowering, motivating force far stronger than fear. Love is the foundation of authentic spiritual devotion. Devotion to the divine empowers us to bear burdens, overcome obstacles, and manifest all manner of beautiful visions in a world that may, at first, assure us that our dreams are not possible. The sixth ray blesses you with spiritual stubbornness and a sacred rebellion against any odds. That sounds very much like a Jedi. Well, that's cool. The name Uriel, it's your middle name. That's very cool, Jason. The challenge with the sixth ray is to not become so anchored in your beliefs that you become fanatical, judging others because their beliefs are different. You can be unwavering in your adherence to your belief system and yet honor the fact that there are many more paths to divine union as there are people. That the ways the universe calls you home to love are unlimited. It's very powerful. I like that saying. The ways that the universe calls you home are unlimited. If you do not honor this, you may try to pull people from their path, which can create unnecessary struggle for them and unnecessary karma for you. The best way to honor the blessing is to minimize the challenge of this ray is to share your truth with an open heart and an open mind. Share without agenda. For those working with this energy, the power of mind and emotions will come to focus. You may need to channel your emotional and mental power into worthy projects or practicing balancing your intensity with lightness of heart and playfulness so you don't become harsh or despairing if anything appears to not be working out in the way you believe they should. Then your faith can remind you love always finds a way. This is a very, very beautiful card. I love the way this is written here. When Archangel Uriel connects with you, a tremendous power, the power of the earth, is brought to your aid. Uriel brings healing energy and the ability to cause real effect in the physical world with your mental and emotional power. Remember, you are here to shine your light. Others can choose to use your light to see by until they are ready to discover their own inner light, or not. It is not anything you need to worry about. Simply live your truth, trust in your heartfelt beliefs, and devote yourself to love. Finally, as the sixth ray has a special connection to religion and love, you are asked to hold the healing power of love in your heart for all those who are evolving through a life experience involving religious practice. This can help counterbalance the judgment and fear that exists in the hearts of many today towards religion that are not their own or that have been the vehicle through which abuse has taken place. Religion on this planet at this time needs love, support, and encouragement to evolve, heal, and grow in whatever way ultimately serves divine love. Give me a moment here. I just got to be able to take care of my throat. I'll have to be very gentle, guys. I can feel my throat's getting a little bit fatigued, like a muscle. I mean, when you use we've been sprinting for 4 hours here, so. Okay. We're going to dive a little bit deeper there. I mean, that card does a great job of really being able to explain the message and the wisdom, and it's quite clear, but we'll just speak about it for a little bit longer, and I'll do my best just to be able to channel in some additional insight and inspiration. So, yeah, Jason saying so true, resonates 100%. This is a very, very beautiful card, and I like this card because it really begins to create a new perspective on what strength actually is. Strength isn't necessarily this thing where you literally just change things through brute force, but you allow yourself to be able to accomplish things through the practice of patience, through the practice of perseverance, through the practice of devotion. What does it mean to be devoted to something? Devotion is literally this practice of being able to know within your heart that what you are working towards already is, and to feel it, and to feel it into such a way that even though you may be feeling a calling within your heart that is leading you towards a certain path, to still not be so attached to that path that you are unwilling for it to change, and to really be able to check in for what devotions it is that you are holding, and to really be able to bring in devotions that are altruistic, that are serving a higher good. A devotion could be something very specific, or it could be something quite broad. The devotion to want to be able to serve others, the devotion to want to be able to help make the world a better place. And that can arise in many different forms. That can arise in simply helping someone through menial tasks. That can also arise through the process of building a bigger project that is going to take you weeks and weeks and months. When you devote yourself to helping make the world a better place or towards your own personal growth, you give yourself the gift of strength through the form of patience, through the form of perseverance that will allow you to be able to adapt and overcome. And so again, with this, I love this, that Uriel brings healing energy and an ability to cause real effect in the physical world with your mental and emotional power. So this card is really hitting upon the remembrance of how much ability we actually have to make a difference in this world through our healing energy, through our words, through our action, through our leadership, through the example that we carry with us. So this card, this card really reminds me of the Jedi. It reminds me of being a knight. it reminds me of the virtues that you carry with you, because the knight isn't just someone who goes out and, slays dragons and saves princess. The knight is one who carries with them an energetic signature, and this energetic signature can serve many different purposes in many different ways. And oftentimes, the world is changed not through our loudness, but through our softness. So, this is a very, very powerful card that honors the softness within your heart. And that softness allows you to, again, kind of like move through life as you find the law of efficiency, the path of not necessarily just least resistance, but the law of grace, the path of grace, which will allow you to move not just over obstacles, but to move through them, in a way where you allow yourself to really connect into a deeper place of your heart that knows that any obstacle that's coming your way is there for you to be able to transform through, is there for you to be able to grow through. So there's an invocation here that I'll share as well. And I'm just going to speak on this for a little bit longer. And again, I just want to be mindful of my throat. I can tell my throat's getting a little sore here. For those working with this energy, the power of the mind and emotions will come into focus. You may need to channel your emotional and mental power into worthy projects or practice, balancing your intensity with a lightness of heart and a playfulness so you don't become too harsh or despairing if things appear not to be working out in the way you believe they should. So again, very powerful reminder here to really be able to bring in more of that playfulness and to really bring intention into where we're placing our energy. Find the projects, find the play, find the things that you can do each and every single day to begin practicing moving this devotional energy. Each and every single day, you're moving the story forward. And that may be, again, just helping a neighbor. But that can also be, again, building a project that is something you're investing your energy into in a way that's going to become a signature for the intention that you're putting out into the world. And with this idea of playfulness, that's so powerful, because when you allow yourself to bring in playfulness, you also allow yourself to bring in adaptability. And adaptability is one of the most powerful things that we can carry with us, because instead of marrying ourselves to a particular way of how we think things should be, it allows ourselves to really go with the flow of how things are, while still holding a vision to what it is that we're moving towards. And even then, our vision may change as the story continues to move forward. So when we allow ourselves to more so not get stuck on what we want something to become, but allow ourselves to really feel into the heart of where it is that we're moving towards. And it may not necessarily be something specific. You can just be, again, kind of like this vision of like, I want to be able to help change the world. I want to be able to help activate other Jedis. I want to be able to help inspire other people. That may come in many different forms, in many different ways. And when we open ourselves to that, we allow ourselves to, again, become like not just a servant, but to be an ambassador for the conscious intention of the universe that is enacting through us, that will someday show up and say like, hey, you should, go help pick garbage up at your local park. Like, that's a great way of doing it. Hey, you can go down and volunteer at a local community center. Hey, maybe you're going to create some awesome content. Hey, maybe you're going to lead a community event or a broadcast, whatever the case may be. Or hey, maybe you're just going to take care of yourself or listen to a family member or be there for a loved one. Whatever the case may be, your devotion will be asked of you in many, many different forms. And so when you allow yourself to align with this devotion, you're also opening yourself up for availability for the universe to be able to turn to you in those moments and to be able to say, this is for you. This is for you to carry, but this is also for you to carry with you to be able to share with others. So you become a devotee of the conscious intention that the universe is passing on to you to bring into others. So how do you continue to serve as an ambassador and a bridge for this conscious energy into this world? So I'm going to stop talking now. I just to be able to rest my throat, but we'll read the invocation. But I think we did a good job of just kind of crystallizing this and really hitting home this energy. So let this be a card to be able to really reflect. Again, for those of you receiving this card, reflect, where is devotion within your life? How can you continue to meditate more on what devotion means to you and what are you devoted to? And notice how developing a deeper relationship with that personal connection to devotion in service of others is something that will continue to nurture and inspire deeper parts of your heart that will allow you to become more of who you're here to be. So, invocation, I'm going to read this, and as I read this, allow yourself to just kind of like be open to it as if you're speaking it to yourself. I now accept of my own free will the blessings and grace of the sixth ray of devotion, and its blessings of will, strength, purpose, and the miraculous power of loving belief. I invite genuine, unconditional, loving masters and archangels, including Uriel, Christ, Mary Magdalene, and Mother Mary, to assist me and all beings on this earth in integrating the blessings of the sixth ray of devotion. I choose to keep my mind open and my heart soft, my will powerful and my actions true. May kindness prevail and passionate idealism be tempered by mercy for the greatest good. So be it. I love that. I love that line. I choose to keep my mind open and my heart soft. May my will powerful and my actions true. Very, very beautiful. Jason, if that resonates with you, go ahead and let us know. I can see you dropping in the 100% there. So definitely a card that's resonating with a lot of people, and definitely a card that resonates with me too. So we'll finish off with a little affirmation. Bring home this card with a little affirmation within your heart that reflects on the messages of the teaching. So if you guys want to practice sharing an affirmation in the chat or just share it in your mind, go ahead and do that now. So a little I am or we are affirmation. I am continuing to deepen my heart to connect into my relationship with what devotion means to me. I am devoted to being able to serve a higher collective good of helping assist with a shift in consciousness and inspiring others to do the same. My path is guided with an open mind and a soft heart and a strong will that can persevere and adapt through any circumstance still to come. So it is. So. Beautiful, beautiful card. Sixth Ray of Devotion, card number 43. Thank you, Jason, for helping us facilitate that reading, for pulling that card for the collective. Beautiful, beautiful card there. Super empowered to be able to receive that. And I think that's our last reading for today. So for those of you here, again, if you guys want to contribute on PayPal or Patreon, you guys know how to do that. Links are in my profile. Links are in the info for this video. Go ahead and check out the Patreon when you guys want to join on Patreon if that resonates with you. Again, at the member level, you guys can join in. We got our events coming up, including the Dream Discussion Circle this Saturday. Lacey and I are hosting. If you guys want to join in at the $33 level, you guys can get the Light Guardian crystals there, which is the best value, plus one-on-one monthly contribution, one-on-one video sessions with me. And yeah, lots of awesome stuff still to come. So for those of you on Instagram, if anything we said resonates with you, drop those 11 lemons, drop that gratitude. Let's get close to finishing up this broadcast. Jason, thank you so much for your contribution. Appreciate the fact that you're able to sync up and yeah, I'm glad that card resonated with you. That's crazy. Your middle name is Uriel, and that card was like all about the Uriel energy. So like that's what happens when we do these broadcasts. Because of our collective intention, like every reading that we do, it just like hits home, man. So come back and you guys will be able to take part in future readings still to come. And thank you again to all of you for contributing your energy in your space. Your son is named Uriel. Oh, even more powerful. There you go. Very, very, very cool. So your son's middle name is named Uriel. I think that's what you said. Let me just scroll up just to be able to confirm there. So yeah, your son's middle name is, wow, that's so cool. Very, very, very cool there. Awesome. All right. So with that said, we are just about ready to wrap things up. I'm going to go take a break, and we got our conscious creator. That was yesterday. We got our paradigm shift circle discussion today. What makes your heart sing? Coming up at 4 p.m. EDT on the Discord. So if you guys want to take part in that, go ahead and do that. And yes, the Patreon contributes to the community. It helps support the work that I do as a facilitator, and it also goes to help support Lacey and myself in the future that we're building for the exciting light baby on the way. So thank you guys so much, and we'll keep working towards those Patreon goals, working towards our next milestone of 111, and we'll be back here again for more readings Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. EDT, and sometimes late in the evening. Yesterday I was like on air. I went on air at like 12:30 in the middle of the night, and we were on till like 3 a.m. So I'll give it a rest now, and all the info that you need is in the info for this video. If you guys have any questions, send me a direct message, and thank you guys so much for joining in once again. And please feel free to tell your friends. We got more awesome stuff coming your way, and I look forward to being able to hang out here with you in the future. You guys are awesome. Feel free to follow me on Twitch at Mystic Spider-Man Tarot. Tell your friends, and yeah, wishing you guys an awesome day. Sending you guys so much love. Thank you for being the Jedis you are. Thank you for being the shifters. Thank you for being the light guardians. I will see you guys around. Carry this energy with you. May you move through your day with grace and synchronicity and an open heart and an expanded mind. All right, we're ready to wrap this up. I'll talk to you guys later. Much love. Keep it shifty. And yeah, stick around on YouTube. We'll be live here in about an hour for our next broadcast. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Much love, and welcome.